Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Aussie Gaming TV for the coverage of the ESL Australia and New Zealand champs for CSGO. My name is Nutters. Tonight, we've got some amazing matches for you. We've got Supremacy taking on Avant-Garde in two best of ones. We've got Alpha Sydney taking on Athletico as well in two best of ones after that. I'm tonight joined by the amazing Sir Boris as well as Dweg CSGO. What are you boys expecting out of these matches tonight? Either of you?
To be honest, I'm expecting, something very interesting because at the moment we're seeing Supremacy being on the back foot a little bit here, climbing down the ladder and really not managing to pick up many wins against some of the teams in this competition. So right now it's do or die for Supremacy. They really need to, at least at minimum, make this a 1-1.
Yes, as we can see on the leaderboard at the moment, Supremacy is 5th, just tied up with Corvidae just down there, while Avant-Garde is coming 3rd at the moment with 7 wins. 3 wins more than Supremacy, so yes, Supremacy are going to be looking for the rounds, as many rounds as they can get. Obviously, they're going to be hoping for the 2-0, but yeah, I'm looking for maybe perhaps a 1-1.
Yes.
I definitely think that I don't think Supremacy is a team that's going to be at a 2-0 Avant-Garde. At the same time, I feel like Avant-Garde can 2-0 Supremacy, but I think it will be very likely that they will split maps.
Yeah, I think obviously tonight we do have to have a look at the maps, and we do know from the picks we've got 2 cases here, 2 of the same maps both times around. We've got Inferno up first here for Supremacy taking on Avant-Garde, and then obviously Mirage is the second map, quite a common map you'd have to say in Oceania. Inferno possibly even becoming that sort of new third in the O's rotation now that Dust 2 is obviously gone. You then have to look towards, obviously, Alpha Sydney taking on Athletico. We've got another case of Mirage coming in, and Inferno being played after that. So, we've got the same maps a couple of times. Do you guys think we're going to see different playstyles on each of these maps?
I'm hoping I'm absolutely hoping that we do see different playstyles, obviously, because we are seeing the 2 same maps twice tonight. I'm thinking Supremacy are going to show us maybe, I'm hoping for a bit of a relaxed play, a bit more of a defensive play, whereas tonight, Athletico, I'm looking for maybe more of an aggressive play from them, as I have seen previously with them.
I would have to agree with you there. Athletico is definitely a team that doesn't like to start the game on the back foot. They really like to put the pressure on the other team and really just try and be very aggressive. And with a map like Inferno, definitely we've seen a complete new layout even from the old version where it's a little bit more spread out and not that close quarter situation that it used to be. So, I mean, as soon as you just get the round started running on the board, you can really devastate the other team.
So, we are basically just waiting for the teams to all get in-game and ready up. And, I mean, just having a quick look down the team sheets, obviously, it's a relatively, I suppose, the same sort of lineups that you expect to see most times. We've got, obviously, Supremacy with Chaotic, Cruden, Inject, SK, and White actually replacing Nausea this time through. And, obviously, Avant-Garde is Hats, Lonsdale, Yellow, Sicko, and Kyoto. So, I suppose a few teams that you'd 2 teams that you expect, general core lineups, generally looking extremely strong. As, I mean, I think we're going to be seeing some good games out of it tonight, and we are basically just about to get ready.
So with the addition of White onto Supremacy, I'm hoping that maybe Supremacy will be able to show us some fire that they haven't been able to show us previously in this ESL tournament. White may be able to maybe pull some rounds in for that Supremacy team.
Well, look, I have to agree with you there. I mean, Inferno's a map that I would say is heavily T-sided. So, we'll just have to see, sort of how these teams start playing at the moment. Because Supremacy, they're looking to make some early aggression and damage. So, we'll just have to see how it pans out, really.
Yes, and on that note, we are going to be heading in-game. We are looking forward to this. We're going to jump in on the knife round, in which everybody does kill themselves. It's just the way of the world, I suppose. And the sides end up getting chosen from this point. Now, I will be just awaiting, obviously, just for the pistol round to get ahead. But I will be leaving you in the extremely capable hands of the ever so outstanding Luke and Dweg. Please take it away, boys.
Alrighty, so we're going to be heading into the first pistol round here. Obviously, Avantgarde have chosen the CT side, something that we're seeing a lot more of more recently in Counter-Strike. I know the T side is not a very popular pick for the first start, and here comes the push now from the terrorist straight into Banana, not wasting any time here. SK taking out Hats, and Yellow's forced back onto the side, all on his own against a whole team, an entire herd of terrorists. He doesn't manage to pick up 2, fantastic from Yellow, but White manages to take him out and puts it into a 3 versus 3. The bomb is going down on the B side. Sicko pushing through, manages to deny the bomb plant, putting it into a 3 versus 2. We do have a little bit of utility left on the CT side, a smoke perhaps for some re-entry. Got 2 CTs pushing in from the construction area and 1 from CT. Sicko managing to get a good shot onto White, and now it's all turned around. What happened to be a good push has turned into a win for Avantgarde.
Well, that was just a fantastic round. You see off the back, you know, Sicko picking up a double piece, Yellow picking up as well, and Supremacy, I like that idea that straight away they're going for the banana rush, picked off the first player, and then automatically getting straight onto that side, but Avantgarde having such a great setup, pushing behind that double box there in the back of side, that Avantgarde play their angles and just hold it quite tight.
Yes, it wasn't looking good for them at the start of the round, but they managed to pull it back, and now they've got UMPs. They've got the anti-eco weapon of the century, but the Ts have bought into helmets, so those UMPs might not do as much damage as they were hoping. Inject without anything. Inject hasn't actually purchased anything, perhaps saving up for that 3rd or 4th round AWP. The Tech 9s and a Deagle on White. Already, though, you've seen the tags come out from the Avantgarde side. They have managed to tag down White, SK, and Inject. And here comes a few tags onto Cruden as well. They've got sites held fantastically, and the Ts just can't find an entry.
They can't at the moment. I mean, with a round just with Tech 9s, you want to try and get up close with the CTs if possible, but like we see on Avantgarde, 4 UMPs already coming out, and that's Yellow getting dinked down all the way to 1 HP, finally gets traded out by Inject with the Glock there, and Cruden finds another one onto Sicko, and Supremacy making this work right now with the Tech 9s. White finally picks up a UMP for his hands, and there's only going to be 1 CT in this K-Bales here, and that's going to be Hats picking up 1. And it's now just going to be him and no one else. He's going to fall back to side. 4 bullets left in the UMP. Going to have to try and reload. And the T's actually going to pull a fake on this. Getting very aggressive and now pulling back into first mid. And Kyoto has a pretty good read of this. Just sitting underneath Arch there with a Molotov in hand. But Supremacy, 30 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to start making their mind up of where they want to go.
They do need to make a play. The CTs are quite spread out at the moment, but they had the utility to try and stave off any kind of attack. The CTs are going to have to commit to this B site, but they do have Hats there waiting for them with the UMP. Here comes the push now, though. The flash going out of the site does manage to hit the CT over there. Hats, though, needs to make some work happen. It does get taken up by Cruden, and the bomb is just going to go down with just a minimal time to spare. CTs are going to have to make a quite a quick rotate.
They are indeed. They are splitting up across the map, and this could be a little bit scary because one is coming from the CT side and one coming from Banana, but Chaotic and Cruden both pick up UMP, so right now 4 UMPs in hand, but Kyoto just sitting there in construction. Is going to spot out Kyoto, tags him down, but can't finish off the shot. It's all going to be up to Cruden with 24 HP, tags Kyoto down 21 HP. It is just sitting in control in connector. The bomb has been ticked down by Kyoto, but he spots him out with the Tech 9. It's now going to be Lonsdale. He's just going to stick the plant here. Cruden going to spot out the final time. Gets tagged down, and that's going to be Lonsdale picking it up. And Avantgarde looking a little bit shaky there. And hang on a second, the bomb's just exploded. Not enough time left on the defuse.
That was very unfortunate. They only just missed that. I think they had 1 second left. It wasn't as close as it could have been, but still quite close. Very unfortunate for Avantgarde, especially since they bought into that round with UMPs, utility armor, and now it's looking like an absolute reversal. Supremacy coming out with the buy. They've got 3 UMPs, 2 AKs, and full head armor and full utility. It's a great buy coming out from them with up against P250s and no armor. Avantgarde are going to look to save for the next round.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's definitely what Supremacy were looking to do. I mean, in that round, you really just want to try and get a couple of kills, get that bomb down in order to get that 3rd round bye. But like we've seen already, Supremacy managing to pick it up on an amazing clutch because Lonsdale just doesn't have enough time to stick the bomb. And, you know, as we see this, SK getting the first kill onto Yellow. Ts have spread up across the map. 2 of the CTs towards Banana there, but the bomb just outside middle towards A. The CTs are going to call the rotate in. All the 3 CTs are going towards this B side, and the bomb is going towards A. Supremacy have played this so well that SK and Inject are making their way to the B side, but the CTs think the bomb is in hand, and Lonsdale just sitting on the other side of the smoke here, going to try and get a little bit aggressive. Spots out Inject, takes him down to 23 HP, but can't connect the rest. And as I say that, Sicko picks up Inject, and it's just going to be him left, picks up an AK in hand, and he's going to just try and look to save here.
Yeah, he has realized that it's the wrong site, but just a little bit too late. He does pick out, but it looks like Cruden's there to clean him up, giving Supremacy the second round. And what we should have seen from Avant-Garde happened for Supremacy. They do manage to pick up that second round. Let's see what they do choose to buy here on the Avant-Garde side. They don't have a great deal of money, so it looks like they are going to be going for that pistol buy again. The CZs, P250s, and 2 Deagles. A couple of HEs, a couple of flashes, so they do have potential to sort of stave off a aggravated assault, but the Ts don't really have the weapons for that. 3 AKs, 2 UMPs, they haven't upgraded. They're keeping their weapons.
Well, they're trying to keep their weapons into the next round, and we see again and again from Avant-Garde, they love these glass cannon Deagles, where they don't go for any armor, get a couple of nades, and just stick with the Deagles. And already, Hat's making work with the CZ that he has in hand, taking down White. He does get dropped down to 4 HP, but at the end of the day, he can try and pick up that gun if he can get near it in time, pass it back to a teammate. Does have a flashbang in hand, but Avant-Garde making work so far into this round.
Yes, they are, especially with the pistol buy. We're seeing time and time again. Oh, what a fantastic shot from SK. Manages to pick out the head from Yellow. As I was saying, the Avant-Garde team had managed to pick up 1 kill with the pistols against a fully armored, fully kitted out team, which is something we see quite often on Australian CS, but the rotate has been called out. Kyoto's still staying back at apps, just in case there is a push, and we do have someone sitting over there in Boiler. We do have Chaotic, I believe it is, and the bomb is rotating toward him. So it looks like the CTs split out, 2 on each site, and as well as the terrorists, 2 on each, 2 going toward each site, but the bomb is going to be committing toward the B site.
I like this indeed, because the CTs, they realise that, you know, if they stack his bomb site again like they did last round and over-rotate, it could be the heartbreak for them to even try and get something into this round. But as I say that, bomb is making its way to the B side, and the only person here is going to be Sicko, seeing in construction. He's going to hear Kyoto coming across, tags him down, but can't finish the job, and it's just going to be Kyoto and Lonsdale left. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to go for the save here, and no, they're going to go for the full out attack, just because they don't have any armor, only pistols to use. If they can at least deal some damage to Supremacy and, you know, hurt that economy, that's definitely the best thing that's going to lead into this round, as there's no chance of them winning it, as there's no kits. But we see Chaotic there just trying to hunt them down, getting great map control, telling his teammates exactly where they think they're not going to be. But as I say that, Cruden picks up Lonsdale, and it's all going to be Kyoto left. He's going to spot out Cruden, tags him down, but can't finish it off with the CD. And that is going to be Supremacy taking their 3rd round.
Supremacy are really showing a bit of fire right now.
They are indeed. I mean, look at Cruden at the moment, 7-2. It's hard to say how they're going to go into this matchup, considering that they did win that 2nd round, and from there it was, you know, it was a little bit of a cleanup. But now the 1st round is coming up. M4s and AWPs in their hand. It's definitely something that they're going to be leading into, and you know, we see AWPs on both sides. And look at that, the nade dropping Inject and Cruden down, and that's a great start from the CTs. That nade doing damage into Banana, but the Ts are going to get the CTs a little bit over-aggressive here as the CTs decide to fall back into the site and just hold off for the terrorist push.
Yes, we haven't lost anyone yet on the CT side. Avant-Garde still strong. They have forced to rotate over to the B site, so now we have a 3-stack over there with 2 players left over the A site, but Supremacy, their fake game is quite strong at the moment. They're heading toward B, spending a lot of utility over there, but then rotating back toward A. They're not leaving anything to chance right now. Sicko with a good angle, though, manages to take out White. That's not going to be a good start. Chaotic, though, does spot out Kyoto. Does manage to tag him through the pole and takes him out as well, so that's 2 entries onto the A site. Or 1 entry, rather, sorry. Hats, though, pushing out onto Banana, taking out that Lurk and SK. They're not going to rotate, though. They are forcing the rotate back around to the A site.
It's going to be all up to Lonsdale and Sicko, as Sicko's sitting in library, and Lonsdale getting a very nice shot as Cruden moved through the smoke, and Avant-Garde got a pretty good read of this, as it's going to turn into a 2v4, 30 seconds left on the clock. Lonsdale spots out one, and Sicko manages to have the crossfire in hand, and that's going to be Avant-Garde picking up that CT buy round, and you know, that was actually quite good from Avant-Garde. Like you said before, they rotated 3 players towards that B site, and then rotating back, so they're definitely not over-rotating, and if they do, they clean up their mistakes.
Yes, and now seeing their performance on that first gun round, it's showing their true colours. Obviously, the past few rounds, they've had quite a bit of a disadvantage with only pistols, but these gun rounds have been showing quite telling. We do have a 3-stack on toward the banana area here, but that's very good. Looks like there's an 8-stack onto Hats. Did end up working out for them. Onto White, sorry, from Hats. They're still trying to play a bit aggressively on this banana position. They still have 3 players there, but there is the lurk over in Chaotic over in Apartments. Whether or not he gets spotted out, well, we'll have to see. The bomb is currently down on the T ramp area though, so they are just trying to scout out some picks, see if they can get something, and then perhaps make a play on a site with less CTs.
I'm liking this from Supremacy. They've finally dropped the bomb down and try and get that open map aggression and see if they can take those one-on-one duels. And as I say, that Hat spots out Cruden just on the edge of the smoke, and he's going to make the right decision and just fall back here. And Lonsdale picks up SK, and Avant-Garde making it work so far. Even though the bomb's been dropped, these one-on-one duels aren't working for Supremacy at the moment. 50 seconds left on the clock. Lonsdale has been tagged down to 22 HP, but the bomb is nowhere in sight, dropped all the way back to T spawn. One of the Ts is going to have to collect that, as the CT is just playing these crossfires and long angles, and they're really catching Supremacy off guard. And Inject getting taken down to 17 HP, and that's going to be Lonsdale trading it out, but Sicko trading out Lonsdale, and they've now made it work into a 2v3, 27 seconds left on the clock. They have full arch side control, as Chaotic is just sitting on the side here, getting his teammate Cruden to come in with the bomb as he makes his way up to Graveyard. 16 seconds left. They're going to get the bomb down in time, but the CTs, it looks like Sicko and Hats are both going to come from the jungle side, and Chaotic's got a pretty good read of this. Tags him down to 25 HP, but can't connect the kill. Spots him out again. Spots out 2, and that's going to be Cruden and Chaotic both making work as they finally spot out Hats in the apartments, and it's going to be Hats on the one-on-one to save the round, and he picks it up. And Avant-Garde picking up another one.
What a great shot coming out from Hats there. Absolutely fantastic. He does manage to go get that AWP. Obviously a fantastic play from him. Given the money situation on their side right now, he does have the money to buy into one of his teammates as well. Probably Kyoto, who is currently on 3,900. What a great gun round. Avant-Garde is showing absolute dominance here with their aim duels. Of course, Supremacy are showing a little bit of fire, as I said earlier, but they are just getting out-aimed at every turn.
They are indeed, and this is actually quite surprising here that they've decided to force up the back of a loss, and only 2 AKs, 2 Tech 9s, and a UMP to use into a complete full round from Avant-Garde, so definitely an unusual tactic, but at the same time, Supremacy really need to string some rounds together.
They do, but it's not likely going to happen here. I mean, they do have a few guns on the T side. You've got the 2 AKs and the UMP, but then on Chaotic and SK, you do just have the Tech 9s. They have full armor as well, though, so they are protected from those M4 headshots. Inject does manage to take out Hats, and Chaotic taking the yellow out with the Tech 9. With a great entry into the B site. The B site's totally clear for them now. All they've got is Sicko just out back at CT, but he's totally smoked off.
Well, look at this position from White, just sitting in the little corner cubby there. And White getting very aggressive, and Avant-Garde just going to opt for the save here. And like I said, Tech 9's very effective in those close range situations, and Supremacy just overwhelm Avant-Garde there with the rate of firepower and the aggressive, just running straight up banana, getting them utility usage out, and White taking that engagement with Kyoto. All the T's, all 4 of them are going to try and get the guns off Avant-Garde, and Kyoto picks up 1, but Inject and White traded out, and it's just going to be Sicko left with the AWP, and Inject trades it out, so great round from Supremacy there.
What a great showing, especially considering their bio initially with only the 2 Tech 9s and the 3 rifles. They did manage to take out the fully armored, fully kitted out team.
Absolutely, and I mean, now they've taken it back in their favour, Supremacy, not tying it up with Avant-Garde, but 4 rounds on the board, coming off a bye like that. You see Avant-Garde coming straight back in with the force bias. We got a UMP, 3 CZs, and a Deagle. So, I mean, if Supremacy can do it, there's a chance that Avant-Garde can do it as well. But with a bye like this, they really need to not get too over-aggressive, play their angles, and really just get Supremacy to walk into their crosshairs.
You're completely right. And as we enter into this round, we do see the bomb has been dropped over in the T-spawn, T-ramp area. There's 3 players from the T side pushing a banana, but there is going to be an engagement coming here from Kyoto. Kyoto does, and Lonsdale do manage to take out 2 lurkers over in Apps, but SK making work over on the banana side does manage to get a pick onto the B site. Yellow is all that's there. We do have Sicko rotating back around though, trying to stop this take. They have called the rotate as well. It looks like the other two CT members are going to start slowly moving over toward the B site, with Kyoto just hanging out in the apps, just in case there is a rotate back around. The T's sort of just hanging out around the car barrels area, seeing if they can maybe spot someone out in a slow peek. They don't have any utility on white, but we do have a flash and a Molotovs, and here it comes now. They are mollying off construction. Yellow, though, sitting out in new box. Does spot out white. White's boosted up, but SK doesn't spot out yellow. Yellow manages to take him out, and now there's only 2 players left on the T side. Kyoto, inject, does not turn around, doesn't see yellow, and Sicko manages to take out white. What a fantastic round from them.
I'm lost for words right now. Avant-Garde played that so well. We already saw that 2 of the CTs getting aggressive to A, find the lurkers, and then you see that they've got a 4v3 situation, man advantage up, and yet they don't go for something too aggressive, just sitting behind new box. And like we see, Avant-Garde making it work.
Yes, we do. And now look at the buy on the T side. We have two Deagles, 3 Deagles, gosh, I couldn't count, and 2 Glocks on the team with 1 piece of armor and 1 flashbang. They don't have much to work with this round against 4 rifles and an AWP. Not looking great for them. They are going for a mid-aggression push, seeing if maybe they can get some aggressive picks with the pistols. And they are shooting out. Lonsdale manages to take out Chaotic with a grenade. Not too difficult considering there is no armor. Lonsdale peeking back around, taking out Cruden with the AK. And now it's a 3 versus 5. Not many guns. All the 3 Deagles still alive, though.
They are indeed, as SK almost finds the perfect angle onto Sicko, but Sicko trades it out with the AWP shot, picking up a double, and it's going to be Sicko again going for a repeat, but Inject killing down Sicko with the Deagle there. So Inject does have the bomb in hand, spots out Hats actually. It's going to take him down as well. So it's just going to be him on the 1v3. Kyoto just sitting there at broken wall. Hasn't spotted him out yet, but Lonsdale on 4 HP. This clutch is definitely doable if he can spot out Kyoto first. And Lonsdale just sitting behind the side boxes. Finally, the AK shots come in, and Kyoto picks up Inject. And Avant-Garde losing 2 members that round, but definitely shutting down Supremacy.
Look, they did lose more members than they potentially should have, especially considering the buy, but they did manage to close out the round, and they did manage to save the most important guns, obviously the AWP and the 2 rifles. The good thing Lonsdale did manage to peek out Chaotic in that round there, or else they wouldn't have actually been able to take him out. But potentially, on that 4 HP, he needed to play that almost bait position to try and get that intel.
Well, like we say, Avant-Garde, we saw Lonsdale last round on 4 HP, already dropped one of the players on Supremacy, then peeking out again and getting another kill. And this is just Avant-Garde playing so well at the moment. They can understand their individual aim and how they play as a team, that, you know, they can take these high risk, high reward plays just because they're running off the back of each other, and they're just really feeling, you know, they're feeling like they can win this game, and we can just see that by how they're playing on the gun round so far.
Completely. They are trading rounds a little bit, 1-3-2-1-2 in the rounds there, so they have been trading back and forwards a little bit, but they have seen a bit of Avant-Garde dominancy in recently, obviously with the 2 rounds and the 1 and the 2. Kyoto in a bit of a good position here on the balcony, hoping someone pushes out through that apps position, but there's only 1 player there, that's White. He hasn't actually pushed out too far though. They are looking to go down to Boiler, so that position may be rendered a bit useless. We do have a Sicko over there with the AWP, trained on the Archer's corner. Looking like that's where they're going to be pushing. Yep, there's 1 jump across. Sicko does spot him out, gets the information, throws down the flashbang, hoping to flash him out, but Sicko does manage to take out White. And now it's going to be an AWP battle. Inject does manage to spot him out first. Misses the shot, unfortunately, after he does get flashed. The rotate hasn't started yet. We still do have 2 players on B. They are playing quick cautiously, and here it comes now. They've spotted out the bomb. Picks coming out, though. Inject manages to take out Kyoto in the pit, and Lonsdale's stuck down there against 3 players.
There's nothing you can really do in this situation. He is getting control, but Chaotic just getting the top side of him, and it's just going to be Sicko, Hats, and Yellow to try and come on the retake. They've tagged it down to a 3v3, but look at this Avant-Garde. Got kits in hand, no utility to use, but Hats spots out Chaotic there, and finally drops the kill. Was Inject picks up Yellow, spots out Hats, and they trade it out between each other. Supremacy making the crossfire work.
What a great hold, and as we've seen on old Inferno and new Inferno, retaking a site is quite difficult. Obviously on the new Inferno it is a little bit easier, but it's still very difficult to try and retake a site on Inferno, and obviously we don't see a lot of teams doing it.
Yeah, that indeed, and we see score's been tied up at the moment, that Avant-Garde taking it 5 piece each, and Avant-Garde really just trying to get some work with these Deagles. Kyoto, the only person on body armor on this Avant-Garde side, but like we see again and again, that Banana seems to be one of these rounds for the CTs where the nades, if they have any in hand, just get completely thrown down deep into Banana and can really deal some damage.
Yes, no armor is a really poor choice against grenades, but obviously they don't have the money to do anything with it. SK and Inject do manage to take out 2 players on the Avant-Garde side, not a surprise at all, and they have spotted out Sicko. The molly is down, forcing him out. Cruden cleaning that up, and now we've got a 2 versus 5 situation. Yellow is in a position behind him. He could get the flank, but he's being flanked himself. Inject manages to take him out, but instantly traded out by Cruden for an easy round for Supremacy, only losing 1 member, and thus only one gun.
Well, you see, it's only 1 gun, but at the same time, it's brought Cruden down to $700 as he bought an AWP for Inject. So Supremacy taking the lead now and really just going to try and continue that train of aggression going into this next round. As we look at the scoreboard here, Cruden on 11 kills and 6 deaths. So him and Inject are definitely doing work on the Supremacy side. It looks like it's going to be a quick banana rush, but that nade comes in hard onto Supremacy. Hat's just sitting there, picks up 1, picks up 2, he sprays them all down, and Yellow coming in with the spray as well. This is not looking good for Supremacy whatsoever, as Cruden's been taken down to 3 HP with the nade, and already it's just going to be Inject left with the AWP. A 1v5 situation. They know exactly where he is. The CT is going to try and hunt at the moment. He does have utility in hand, but not the teammates to back him up as he peeks out of Banana, but he's got 3 CTs looking directly at him, and he's just going to try and fall back, misses the AWP shot. The CTs, they're on the hunt. They want this AWP. Inject picks up and misses the shot, and Kyoto. What a round from Avant-Garde.
Look, you've got to wonder if that was a miscommunication from Supremacy. They had the utility there to get into that position safely. Obviously, in the last few rounds, they have been pushing into that position almost uncontested. So maybe they weren't expecting Hats to be there. But Hats, fantastic positioning from him, managing to take out 3 with a spray down. What a great round from them. And Hats pulling ahead now. They do have full utility there and full rifles. No AWP on the CT side, though. So no long ranges for them. But the buy on the T side is looking a little bit worse for wear. It's not a full utility. We do have full armor and 3 AKs, but they might be able to make some work with it anyway.
Well, we've seen it work in the past for them. Why can't it happen again? But I just don't know if this is the right setup. We've hardly ever seen them go for a B halls hit. It's only been first mid into A, either wrapping around either jungle or arch side, but really nothing into apartments and any aggression towards that area. And they constantly try and get this first aggression towards the B side, limit the utility of the CTs, and then finally choose where they want to go. But, Inject and Cruden and SK have been taken down a little bit with the nade, so definitely not the start they're looking for, and the T's are really lacking in utility at the moment as the bomb is making its way to the B bomb site. There's a bit of a lurk coming on by Chaotic here, but Yellow just sitting there on site. There's actually a triple hold from the CTs towards this B side, so once the T's start coming out, Chaotic gonna try and pull out a little bit of a fake here, coming towards A, pulling out all of his utility in hand, and now the T swarming the side. Haven't spotted out Yellow Hat. They have now. Yellow Hat's picking up a double. Yellow picking up a double as well. It's all gonna be on Chaotic here. And 1v5 situation again. Supremacy really not making it work against this defense from Avant-Garde.
Yeah,
it's a tongue twister for me. I'll get to it towards the end of the map.
Yep, so they're not really doing too well against that, and that was potentially was supposed to be an easy round for Supremacy, although they Chaotic really needed to get some work done with that grenade. But unfortunately, he didn't get too much done with it, and now look at the buy. Full Glocks, 2 flashes on SK, and that's it. We've got a $1,400 buy against a $30,000 buy. If they can get 1 pick in this, I'll be quite impressed. This is almost guaranteed toward Avant-Garde.
Well, they've only got Glocks, and at the end of the day, they're not really going to deal that much damage. The only time they do is when they come in like a train, like they are now, all coming in, but Sicko sprays them all down, picks up 1, picks up 2. He's finally got the P250 onto the 3rd, and look at that, it's just going to be white left, but it's interesting that we see that Supremacy taking down Sicko to 16 HP, but not dealing any damage to get a kill.
It was very close, and as I said at the start of the round, I didn't expect the Glocks to get anything. The fact that they did manage to tag Sicko down was impressive in itself. We are in the last round here of the half. 8-6, Avantgarde have won the half, but Supremacy may be able to keep this quite even, getting up to 7. They don't have the AWP on their team, but they do have the utility, they have the armor, so it's quite an evenly matched side. Sicko, the only one with the real advantage here with the AWP. Sicko deciding to hold on to that mid position, but there's no one there to meet him.
Well, we see again for Supremacy getting for this B aggression. The Molotovs coming in, trying to spam out through the smoke, but the CTs have pushed back and they're not towards the beginning of the cart of Inferno on this B side. As Hat sitting behind the sandbags here is being flashed out, but the T's, they've dropped the bomb. They're finally going to make their way towards the B side, the bomb in hand. Another flash coming out, and Kyoto getting spotted up here on the boost. Spots out Yellow, tags him down to 7 HP, finally gets the wall bang onto him. And I think this is the time when the CTs need to rotate, but still, 2 of them sitting on this A side.
They're not falling for Supremacy's tricks again. This entire half, they've been going onto Banana, seeing if they can get a pick, and then rotating toward A, trying to fake them out. They're not having any of it. They are keeping them. There's holds even. 2 on the B side, 2 on the A side. And as I said, here comes the slow push up mid. They haven't heard a thing on the CT side, but Sicko, he's holding the right... Oh, no, Sicko's holding the right angle to try and get inject. He misses the shot. That's quite unfortunate. He's got a grenade out, though. Hats managed to pick up the cleanup. No rotate coming out from the A side, though. They know something's up. They managed to hold it. Kyoto managed to take out White. Cruden taking out Lonsdale. And now Kyoto's all alone on the side against 3 angry T's. Does manage to take out 1, but Cruden trading him out for a 2 versus 2 situation. Retake on the CT side. They're going to want to go for it. The bomb has gone down. Hats managed to take out Cruden. And now it's a 1 versus 2. Chaotic needs to hold this site to try and get it to more of an even half. An 8-7. He sprays down through the smoke, hitting Hats down to 30. May not know it just yet, but both his CTs are coming from the same direction. Chaotic, great positioning from him. He does manage to tag down Sicko as well, but Hats manages to clean him up. Does get the defuse on that one, and that's going to be the end of the half. 9-6 to Avantgarde. We're going to go to a short break. We'll be right back. Alrighty, and we're back with Supremacy versus Avantgarde. This is the second half of the first match here. Avantgarde up 9-6, 3 rounds ahead of Supremacy as we go into the pistol round. Avantgarde now on the T side. What are you hoping to see from this side, Dweg?
Well, look, at the moment, I've seen Avantgarde playing so well and Supremacy getting those early rounds, but hasn't really been showing towards the mid and towards the end of those rounds. So I really think that this pistol round is going to show how the scores are going to level out, because surely if Avantgarde win this, they're going to take it up 12-6, but at the same time, if Supremacy take this pistol round, they should be able to tie it up 9-9, but that's going to be Kyoto getting the kill onto Inject, and Kyoto getting 1 onto Cruden. That's going to be Hats coming all the way out from B Halls, nice and fast and aggressive, gets the kill onto Cruden, and now it's going to be a 4v3 in favour of the T's, and Hats just getting at the back of Broken Wall, picks up Chaotic, and it's now just going to be, well, nobody, as Avantgarde take it up. Only Kyoto getting dropped down, and that was actually really well executed from Avantgarde.
Supremacy played that so riskily. They all rushed onto Banana there. I'm not sure if you saw that. They did have 1 in the apps. He got taken out by Hats almost instantly, almost deleted from the server. But yeah, they did have the 4 stack onto the B site, which was unfortunate. But it looks like they're trying the opposite this time. They are stacking the A site with 4 players. Let's see how Avantgarde react to this. They do have the bomb heading towards second mid. And that's going to be where Cruden and White are both going to be peeking out to. If they choose to play too aggressively, they may run into the hands of the angry T's.
Well, they may indeed. I really think the CTs need to try and hold their ground rather than being too over-aggressive, because at the same time, being aggressive is also good as a CT on rounds like this, trying to get some opening information and hopefully getting the first kill. But because there's so many T's surrounding this area, it's really not a great look for Supremacy in order to get a couple more rounds on the board. And so far, 10-6, it looks like it's going to be quite hard for Supremacy to come back of how far Avant-Garde are just playing so well at the moment.
They are. Supremacy has picked up on the buy from the T side. They have bought into helmets, hoping to maybe reduce the amount of damage that these UMPs will do. Cruden, though, spots them out, does call in one player rotate, but two players are still sitting in apps. There's still White and Cruden sitting there waiting for someone to push, hoping that maybe the Avant-Garde team is going to play quite similarly to Supremacy, and they are. It looks like they're heading up to Banana, making some noise, and then heading toward the A site, forcing out a rotate, and then trying to get onto the site as quickly as possible. Cruden, though, manages to push out and find Kyoto off guard. And here comes the push into the archers now. There's only one player there. White takes out Yellow over near the Diggity area. And SK with the pistols. Supremacy are actually showing up in this round.
What has just happened? I don't know if you saw that, but one of the players from Supremacy tagged down Kyoto down to 19 HP, tried to escape out of halls towards second mid, gets taken down, and then the pistol's just doing work, and we see the 5.7 and the CZ so effective at close range if you can find the right damage and area to shoot onto the T's. And Supremacy taking it up. We got the Mag 7 onto White, but Avant-Garde trying to force buy into this and really want to put Supremacy on the back foot, and SK getting very aggressive down mid, picks up one, picks up two, and already Supremacy making work. It's going to be Hats picking up the deagle shot, but that is it, considering that was a force buy. Supremacy, I like what they did that round. They got very aggressive, and it worked in their favour.
What on earth was that from SK? Managing to push out onto the second mid and picking up those two fantastic headshots. That really opened up the round for them. That gave them the confidence they needed. And now they're starting to pick up rounds against Avant-Garde. Especially early on, Supremacy needs to pick up these rounds, try and level out the playing field, and hopefully they'll have a few rounds to play with, get to that 15, and perhaps even win the round. Or the match, rather.
Well, look at this. Inject coming all the way from first mid to second mid. Takes out one with the USP in hand. Picks up another. But Yellow shuts him down with the Glock. And Yellow, the only one so far getting a kill on Avant-Garde. Picks up a MP9 as fact. But that's going to be Lonsdale getting dropped. And it's just going to be Yellow left. And I'm pretty sure SK has just spotted him now. And Supremacy cleaning up.
These aggressive plays should not be working from the CT side. I think the T's will be trying to predict these ones now as they head into second mid, playing a little bit more cautiously. It's the exact same thing we saw in the last half. No utilities being used on that second mid area to try and, I guess, protect them from aggressive pushes. Just like we saw with Hats on Banana, no utility was used against him. He did manage to get that 3-man spray down. So let's see the first gun round of the half here. 9-10 to Avant-Garde. Avant-Garde looking to increase their lead up to that 9-11 scoreline, but Supremacy obviously going to try their best to try and hold these sites. Does manage to tag down Yellow with that HE grenade right down to 24. The aggressive plays coming out from Supremacy. That does almost pay off. There is a trade there for Hats for Cruden, or rather Chaotic for Hats.
But if you look at that, Cruden getting taken down to 37 HP and Yellow getting dropped down to 24. So really a bit of damage being dealt by both teams at the moment. But they have the utility to use, and the CTs don't at the moment. Their utility's lacking a little bit. But they've got the time and map control at the moment. We see the bomb just been sitting down there at T-Spawn, but Yellow's got banana control. We've got two players towards halls, and I think that's Sicko there towards mid. So really, they've got this map aggression, so they can decide where on the map they want to go. And finally, the bomb has been taken in. It looks like it's going to go towards this A site, and it's just going to be Inject and White trying to hold off the push from the terrorist side as they're now coming through halls into apartments, and all the T's grouping up together now, going for this B hit. 34 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to start getting their hands ready as the Molotovs start raining in. White hasn't been spotted yet underneath the apartments area, but White picks up one and Yellow gets a double. And the bomb is going to be planted. 20 seconds left. The CTs are going to have to try and retake the site here.
Yes, they are, and Supremacy want this round. They want to try and tie this up to the 10-10. It's going to give them the confidence, but it's not looking great for them. It's 2 versus 3, so it's possible. SK with a great shot while flash there. Totally mollied off, and in comes the smoke now to try and stave off that attack. SK going to try and do some work. Does manage to tag down Yellow even further. Yellow on 22 health and Sicko on 100, but Yellow's taken out by SK. Now it's a 2 versus 1. This is looking possible. Oh, this Sicko's revealed himself. How unfortunate. The diffuser's coming out, But Sicko manages to take both the players out and save the side.
He played that so incredibly well. Avant-Garde picking up another round, but at the end of the day, Avant-Garde should not have won that round. That was just great tactical mindset from Sicko there, managing to pick up the double. Here's the defuse, doesn't peek out towards the defuse because he realizes there's going to be another CT, going to try and hold off to see where the CT is. And Sicko spots him out first and then draws the diffuser off the bomb. And Avant-Garde looking promising in this buy round so far, but we see Inject picking up on that AWP. And what is that from Lonsdale? He's decided to pick up the sword off, but you know what? He's obviously feeling it, so why not? I don't know about the economy from Lonsdale, but it's not looking that bad. $50 down, but really a sword off out of, you know, a UMP, which seems to be the new meta. But I guess at the end of the day, going to try and hold his close angles and try and get some early damage.
Let's pray that he does get some damage with that. I'd like to see him pull off some kind of almost JW-style attacks plan here, but we'll have to wait and see. We do have the T's Avant-Garde playing quite passively. This is something we haven't really seen from any of the teams yet. They have been playing passively, but always up banana or up mid or up second mid somewhere. These ones, they're just sitting down on T-ramp.
Well, I'm liking this from Avant-Garde. They're really trying to catch Supremacy off guard by getting a little bit too aggressive. But like you said, both teams, when they're on their T side, you know, either getting map control towards mid, towards apartments, or towards banana. But White pulling out from Arch side, picks up Lonsdale, picks out again, and Kyoto whips him down. And that's just going to trade it out to a 4v4. Cruden just sitting there at the top of Arch side, picks up Sicko. And already 24 seconds left on the clock. The CTs are going to try and hold off the push here. But Kyoto from apartments picks up Cruden. And it's going to be SK sitting on the side here. I don't think they quite know where he is. He's trying to plant the bomb. But Hats saves Yellow's life by just picking him up in the nick of time. And it's just going to be Yellow and Hats to take on Kyoto and Inject. So both of the CTs coming from the library area as Yellow picks up Inject, as now going to be Chaotic left in the 1-on-2, trying to clutch for his team and keep the hopes alive. Yellow sitting there on the side, both of the T's holding their crossfire. Chaotic sitting on 91 HP. Yellow comes in, and look at that, Avant-Garde picking up their 12th round.
Yep, here we go. Here's that 12th round that you were talking about earlier. It did come out a little bit late. Supremacy did manage to pick up, what was it, 3 rounds out of what you said was going to be a 12-6, but Avant-Garde starting to show back up again into the late half, or rather, almost into the late half. Comes the buy, though, from the T side of Mac 10 on Kyoto. We're seeing all kinds of with strange buys. Could have gone, Kyoto doesn't have, he does have $2,200. He could have gone for that UMP, as you said, but decided to go for the Mac 10. Let's see if he can make some work with it. The heavy push coming in from mid. Hats does spot out one. Manages to, or Yellow taking out one with the Molotov. There's still 2 in mid, though. Kyoto doing work with the Mac 10. I take back everything I said about it. What a fantastic round, and a clean round from Avant-Garde. I didn't even see half of that.
Well, I was looking at Yellow towards banana, and then instantly I saw the def communication just completely go off, and all of the CTs just died. So Avant-Garde only needing 3 more rounds to close this out. And looking at the buy for Supremacy here, you know, they're lacking in utility. You know, they are going to be able to get that full head armor. No, they're not actually. They're all going to be on body armor. But they do have the full M4 setup. But at the end of the day, they're obviously thinking that the terror side is not going to have any UMPs, but they do have 2 AKs, an AWP, 1 M4, and a UMP to use into this round. And Inject getting very aggressive towards apartments here. Does get spotted out by Lonsdale and just trying to hold his ground as White also getting very aggressive. Spots out Kyoto and takes him out, getting tagged down to 77 HP. But that was such a great kill from White, getting a little bit of aggression and a little bit of information for Supremacy. And this is definitely the start that they needed.
Yes, it is. Obviously, having no helmets against an AK team is a tactical play, and looking at their money situation, they need to win this round. The entire game is almost relying on this round. If they lost this, they're not going to have any lose bonus. They're going to be reset right back to 1,400. They're going to have to go for a full eco. That's going to be another free round for Avant-Garde, putting them up to 15. So Supremacy really need to make something happen here. The bomb is actually lurking over in Apps with the rest of the team over in B. The rotate might be called, and the bomb gets in scot-free onto A, but Supremacy, they know what's happening here. They haven't started rotating yet. They've left 2 on A. Then comes the pick onto B, though. Hats managing to take out Crude, and Sicko took out Chaotic earlier, and the rotate's coming through now. The bomb still in mid, could go A potentially onto an empty site, but it looks like they're going to be committing to the A site, throwing down their smokes and cutting off any entry that the CTs may have.
It is really a do or die situation for Supremacy right now, as we see White getting very aggressive, trying to push his way through the smoke, picks up one, but can't connect with any others as the bomb has been dropped. It's just going to be up to SK and Inject trying to deal damage, trying to make this round work in their favor, as they're both coming from construction side. As Hats spots out one, calls out to his team exactly what's going on here, as Hats picks up Inject, and it's just going to be SK left. And Avant-Garde picking it up, and as you say, looking at the economy for Supremacy, the highest person is White here on 3,500, so it's looking like Avant-Garde should take this up to 15 rounds.
That was my mistake earlier. I did say 1,400. I didn't realize they were on a loose streak, so we do have the 2,400 buy. So they're going to be able to pull out a scout and a bit of armor to go up against these AKs, removing that aim punch, but White hoping to get an early pick out here in mid. He does spot out 3 players heading up to Banana, so he's going to call that out for his team. Chaotic sitting in that position where Hats was last time. This tease, though, smarter than that. They're going to use all the utility they can to try and push out here, obviously. So we have the bomb dropped in the T ramp. 1 in mid, 1 in second mid, 1 in apps, and 2 in Banana. They're so spread out. They could go for any play here. Oh, fantastic shot from Chaotic. 2 from Chaotic, managing to clear out Banana. Supremacy is making this possible.
They are indeed. I was just going to talk about how Avant-Garde need to be able to use their utility to force out the CTs, because at the same time, you know, all these pistols at close range can deal so much damage, and we see that already. Hats and Yellow being taken out of the game. So Supremacy, even though they've been taking damage down to themselves, they're picking up them trades, and we see a triple man stack for the CTs towards this A bomb site, and that's exactly where the bomb is going. So really, if they can hold their angles and try and get control of this site, it's not looking likely for Avant-Garde. They really need to trade this back into their favor. But the bomb is making its way to the A bomb site, and White just sitting there in library at the moment with Scout in hand, trying to see if he can find anyone. But that's SK dropping down Lonsdale, and finally it's going to be up to Kyoto and Sicko to make it work, as Sicko finds Inject. And now Sicko actually finds 2, finds 3 with the Tech 9. What are you doing, Sicko? This is incredible plays from him at the moment. Picks up a triple with the AWP, and all he had was the Tech 9 in hand. So really, Avant-Garde have a chance into this round. And it's now going to be Kyoto and Sicko trying to battle out against Supremacy, as the CTs are now just coming in. Cruden and Chaotic coming in now. Chaotic spots out 1, spots out 2, and that's going to be Supremacy keeping their hopes alive.
What a shame for Sicko. He does manage that fantastic, almost insane 3k there with the Tech 9, as you said. But Chaotic getting the 4k, one-upping him, and managing to pull out the round as well. He does pick up the AWP, so they have got the money to buy around that as well. So do the T's. The T's also have the money to try and buy into this round. They got the AWP on Sicko, they got the 4 AKs, the full armor, the full helmets, and the full utility. So this is going to be the do or die round now. If Avant-Garde manage to win this one, it's going to go up to 15. Supremacy not going to have the money to buy after they have won that round. They get reset if they die. They have the double AWP set up though. 1 on Chaotic, 1 on Inject, 1 going to either site. So let's see if they can make that work.
Well, like we've seen, this is actually Supremacy's map pick. So being down 14-10 is really not the start that they're going to be looking for on a map that they've chosen. Like we've said, that Supremacy, they really need to at least take this 1-1 to be able to make the top 4, because at the moment, they are in 7th place. So already Avant-Garde 4 rounds up on the board on a map that they didn't even pick. Avant-Garde really doing work against this Supremacy side, and we look at the buy from Supremacy. We do have that double AWP setup, but Chaotic getting dropped down to 4 HP, and I think he's going to see the boost, and yes he does. Can call out to his team that he knows exactly that there's going to be at least 1 more towards this B bomb site. But look at this Supremacy. They really need to dig deep here and try and see if they can string some rounds together.
They are playing so safely right now. They are holding tight angles. You've got Sicko trying to pick out of the CT side, onto the B, sorry, but they can't see anyone. We've got 2 players over there, Chaotic with the AWP on coffins, and you've also got Cruden sitting in behind him, maybe trying to get the pick up the next peak. The smoke clears, and he's going to see if he can try and find something. Here come two smokes, though. The double smoke onto CT, obviously more effective than the single smoke. They do manage to molly out coffins, though, so they're going to have to fall back out there. Oh, no, Cruden. The fire didn't spread. He's in a great position right now. Takes out Lonsdale. He doesn't realize that there's two more around there. He's taken out by Kyoto, and Chaotic manages to take out Kyoto, evening the scales a little bit. Now it's a 4 versus 2.
Well, so far it's looking promising for Supremacy, considering there's only 8 seconds left. The bomb is getting planted, but Sicko dies to the Molotov, and that's going to be it. Supremacy picking up this round, as Yellow does spot our SK, but White manages to trade it back out, and we look at this now that Avant-Garde struggling a little bit on the economy. They do have money to use, but definitely not a solid buy.
How unfortunate. Yeah, that was a time win there rather than a kill win. So the T that didn't go through, I think it was Sicko that was the last one alive, doesn't get any money from that. So they're not going to actually have the money to buy. They do go into the pistols. Maybe they're going to give a free round. Oh, my bad. It was Yellow rather than Sicko. So they are going to try and get the free round, save up for the next round. They are on 14, so they have a few rounds to play with, but obviously they don't want to make it too close.
That's exactly right. I mean, Avant-Garde playing this slow, and just because of the economy situation, and as I say that, Hats picks up a double, and he's been going absolutely huge with the Tech 9 so far, as Lonsdale is the footsteps from Inject pushing down from Apps and going towards this B bomb site, and the CT is actually fully rotating here over, and the bomb's going towards A, so the CT's over-rotating here.
It's again with these fakes, this Inferno map, this match has been full of fakes. They've managed to trick them out this time, but Supremacy managed to get the pick on Kyoto now to 2 versus 3. They've still left one on B just in case it's a fake of a fake. But they have 2 archers. The bomb has been planted. Now they know exactly where it is. It's a 2 versus 3. The CT side is tagged down with White on 34 health, SK on 12. They're going to want to try and get this round there. They don't want to take this to overtime. They do have the man advantage. They also have the gun advantage. Sicko, though, taking out SK with a single shot. Inject, their full health player, takes out Sicko with an AWP shot. Spots out Lonsdale, so White's going to be able to take him out. The double peek, Lonsdale takes out Inject, but White, there to clean up, does manage to take out the round. Now it's a 14-12. Hopefully Avant-Garde, yep, they do have the money to buy into this round, so it's looking like we're going to go into the next gun round and potentially a 15th round for Avant-Garde.
Well, considering it was just pistols for Avant-Garde, they managed to destroy 4 CTs from Supremacy, and really it looked like Lonsdale could have clutched in that situation as White was only on 15 HP, but at the end of the day, they really put a damage to the economy of Supremacy, so really if Avant-Garde managed to pick up this round, it's going to hurt Supremacy at the moment.
Yes, it is, and we saw Supremacy throwing down the double nade stack down onto B, trying to tag down as many players as they could. They only managed to get Yellow down to 73. Yellow, though, has a bit of backup over there. They have dropped the bomb down in second mid. They've got 3 CTs over on the A site and 2 on Banana. Kyoto there trying to peek down through the smoke. Hats, sorry, my bad. Kyoto there in the apps looking for maybe an aggressive push from the CTs, but the CTs, they know too well. They need to play passively. Ooh, the spray down coming from Lonsdale. Doesn't manage to take him down. Lonsdale taking him out through the wall. That's right through the wall, and that gives entry to Kyoto into the apps.
It does indeed, and that was a perfect spray down. Managing, I haven't seen that spray used during the wall there in quite a long time. It gets used often, but there's never a CT in the right position in order for that to work. And we see, once again, Avant-Garde spreading out across the map. We see Hats and Yellow making their way towards the B bomb site in Banana, and the bomb is just going to trail behind, and it's only going to be chaotic here on this B bomb site as we see White is going to slowly rotate. Now he's coming back towards CT now, so it's only going to be 2 members from Supremacy holding off on this site, but not much utility to use for Avant-Garde. They do have smokes in hand as Hats is going to throw that down. Molotov coming in, and Chaotic just sitting behind the pillar there, gets spotted out by the terrorist, and Hats is going to clean him up. And Supremacy, SK takes out Kyoto there, and they're taking it down to a 3-on-4, and I wonder what they're going to do here, considering the economy. Are they going to opt to save or go for this? And it looks like they're going to just opt for the save here, as White is looking like the only member trying to get into this side, as we do have Inject just sitting at CT there, not getting too aggressive, and White is going to try and fall back here towards CT, but gets spotted out by Sicko, gets him taken down to 80 HP, but can't deal any more damage, and Yellow getting very aggressive down Banana, trying to catch up any CTs that are just lurking behind, And look at that, SK just sitting outside B halls, isn't going to get spotted by anyone as of yet. But Avantgarde ticking this up, and the bomb actually taking down Lonsdale and Kyoto, I think it was there. So already damage being dealt to the economy, but Avantgarde making this to match point.
Yeah, as you said, the save was the best option there for them. They had the after-plant positions on Avantgarde. They had plenty of time to get into them, and it was a 3 versus 4. They didn't have much of a chance unless someone went huge, but alas, it is the match point for Avantgarde. Supremacy is going to be looking to take this into overtime, and with the buy they've got right now, it's certainly possible. White, though, without armor. Yep. Alrighty, and here comes the push onto Banana Inject, hitting them through the wall there. Does manage to tag down Hats 246. The bomb is currently down in apps, though.
It is indeed, but you just look at the scoreboard here. Hats has 30 bombed. We haven't really spoken about him that often during this match. He's definitely the one that's either getting the opening kills, getting the map aggression, but not really the man we see to see the opening fragger, and we haven't quite seen that yet as White getting aggressive, spots out Lonsdale, but can't quite connect the Mag 7 shot onto him. And Avantgarde already taking the man advantage into their favour, as there are only going to be 2 CTs towards this A bomb side. And Sicko misses the shot onto Cruden, actually tags him down through the wall, I think, tagging him down to 50 HP, and it looks like it is going to be another fake, as they have had the smokes running into the A bomb site, but the bomb is making its way to Bananas. We've seen this once again from Supremacy and Avantgarde on their T side, pulling out these fakes, trying to get the CTs to over-rotate, but it's going to be chaotic, getting a bit too aggressive here, and it's just going to be Inject left on the site with this AWP, and he's going to be tackled down, picks up another one, and he's going to be sitting here at long box. He gets another one onto Lonsdale, but Yellow has a pretty good read on exactly where he is. Going to try and peek around the corner, picks up Inject, and look at that, Avantgarde taking the map. So the score is going to be 16-10 at the end of the game. So we're going to just go for a quick break, and we will be back shortly.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Aussie Gaming TV's coverage of the ESL Australia and New Zealand Championships for CSGO. My name is Nutters. Tonight, your amazing casters are Dwag and Sir Boris. We're here with map number 2, Supremacy taking on Avant-Garde. Supremacy taking on that CT side, Avant-Garde taking on the T side. Please, boys, Dwag, take us away.
Well, look, I mean, Avant-Garde really looking settled for this 2-0, considering that we've seen their past results on Mirage, and they've decided to pick this map. So, already we see, it looks like they're going to go for a straight B hit. They do have a little bit of utility to use on Lonsdale, but it looks like there's only going to be one CT towards this B bomb site, and that's going to be Chaotic there. Jai to push back with that nade in hand. That nade goes down hard onto Kyoto, but he's going to be traded out, and the bomb is going to get planted for free because it seemed like there was a 4-man stack towards this A bomb site, and the CTs are finally rotating it now. No utility, use all armor on all opponents. But Supremacy need to be able to get their crossfire working as Hat picks up SK, Lonsdale with another, and Cruden takes out one. Kyoto actually picks up a double, spots out another one, that's going to be Sicko. He spots out Lonsdale as well, but can't quite connect the shots. As he picks him up and he's on for the ace, it's going to be Yellow versus Cruden in the one-on-one situation. Has tucked the bomb and Yellow is just going to hide in the corner, playing this so well. No kits on the CT, and Supremacy is just going to hold back. He spots out Yellow, can't connect the shots, and Avant-Garde play that quite well, even though they got the bomb down on a full execute where pretty much there was no CTs around. It looked quite scary for them.
What an amazing play from Cruden, though. Supremacy really showing up in this, even in the pistol round in the first half. Interesting to note that this is Avant-Garde's map pick, and they are starting on the T side. This is not something we often see in any league, really. And they're making it work. Almost lost that round to Cruden single-handedly, but now they do have the buy up on the CT side.
They do indeed. We don't see Avant-Garde going for the UMPs. There's only 3 UMPs and 2 AKs. So they're definitely settling for the weapon advantage rather than the money-making machines that we see from the UMP at the moment. But really getting great map control, spreading out across the map, having one person towards the B side, one just sitting in T-Spawn, and 3 towards top mid, as they do have the utility usage over Supremacy. And that's going to be Inject getting spotted out just by window room by Lonsdale. It's going to get taken out by the AK, as it does look like it's going to be a B split, as Lonsdale just sitting there on short, has his eyes pegged towards the window room, but unfortunately no CTs coming in his direction right now.
That's right, they're all heading over to the B site, which only has one person on it. There is potential for a rotate, and there's a White with a pick onto Kyoto on short, but the push is coming out on the B site. Chaotic does manage to take out one, but gets traded out by Sicko almost instantly, and now they have the site. White does manage to take one out from Market, and now it's a 3 versus 1. 3 versus 2, now a 3 versus 1. Cruden taking out Yellow on the side there. Sicko all on his own against 3 CTs. He gets pushed very heavily, and Sicko does get taken out by SK in the end for a round for Supremacy. So it's a 1-for-1 trade in rounds, just like we saw in the last map.
Well, I mean, Supremacy played that really well. Already being a man down towards the middle of the round, really digging deep as those CZs doing work, as you like to saw White getting a kill from Market with the CZ, and then Chaotic again getting another one. So Supremacy leading this back into their charge, and we see Avant-Garde again. As soon as they lose that round, they're going to go for those deagles. But as I say that, Inject picking up Kyoto, and White again with that Mag 7 trying to spot out a couple of players towards his A main, and he finally picks the kill up to Sicko, and Inject spots out Lonsdale towards the apartments area, and so far Avant-Garde aren't really dealing any damage.
No, none at all. They have got a little bit onto white, but nothing really to be proud of. Inject peeking out and managing to take out Hats. And now it's a 1 versus 5. Yellow stuck in Palace there. They know he's up there too. They are pre-firing up into that position. SK is pushing quite aggressively. He does have the UMP. Flashes in, flashes himself in, sprays down, and manages to get the lucky headshot onto Yellow there. A clean round from Supremacy. Only losing 21 health between the 5 of them.
Well, I mean, Avant-Garde bought straight into that off the force buy and really couldn't get any work done. And like we see from Supremacy, playing those long-range engagements from sitting at window room, picking up a double. And already Supremacy taking this 2-1 where we saw such a great start from Avant-Garde going into the favour of Supremacy. And that double nade stack tries to go into the T side, but unfortunately Yellow backs off just in the nick of time. And White, again with this Mag 7, he is just making his money get absolutely out of control at the moment. A $900 kill reward with that Mag 7. You couldn't really ask for anything more, but Sicko spots out Inject, just trying to spot and flash his way out from window room. And he now spots out 2 of them, so he can tell to his team exactly what's going on, but he spots out Zico and kills him down. And look at that, Supremacy. Clean sweep right now.
Another perfect round for them. They did manage to lose Avant-Garde did manage to take down a little bit more health than 21 this time, but they didn't manage to take out any players. They've managed to keep their weapons, and now they've got the economy rolling. They've got the rounds rolling, and they've got the confidence boosted up to try and maybe even make this quite an aggressive round.
But look at White again. He is on 6,900, and he's continuously stayed with the Mag 7. It's just quite surprising to see that Supremacy, they really need to dig deep here, and Kyoto getting the first opening kill into Inject. I'm surprised that he didn't upgrade his weapon there to either an M4, because that's definitely something that he could get his hands on. But Avant-Garde dealing the early damage and putting Supremacy on the back foot.
In the position White is playing, he doesn't really need an M4. He's playing quite close angles, tight angles. If someone was coming from A main, he'd easily be able to rotate down and play that close angle with the Mag 7. And even then, the Mag 7 has a little bit of range. Obviously not a lot, but it still has a little tiny bit. Yellow, though, if he does decide to peek White, he's going to be faced with that Mag 7. He's going to face the entire fury of 500,000 shots. But he looks like he's just playing quite passively, as is Sicko. Sicko peeking out, managing to spot out SK. White's going to have to rotate off that. He does look around down to A main, seeing if anyone pushes it, but Sicko's dropped back. He's dropped back to T-spawn.
I think Supremacy here are getting a little bit too over-aggressive, and as I say that, Hat's just waiting for Chaotic just to come out of B apartments and try and rotate towards this A bomb site. As they're actually pulling out a fake here as the smoke does smoke out CT, but the bomb is going straight to the B bomb site. And Supremacy playing this wrong, getting too over-aggressive, and Lonsdale making his way to jungle does spot out one of the CTs towards Palace. And the bomb, you know, it's a free trip, a free ticket towards the B bomb site right now.
Yes, it is. It's totally open. I was going to say, yep, White was actually tagged down by Cruden there just on the A side. He did manage to hit that no-scope, I believe, or it was a quick scope at least. Up onto Palace, hitting his teammate. Now Cruden stuck in a 1 versus 5 of his own making. And the terrorists are on the hunt. Cruden stuck underneath Palace. They're all there. He had no chance there. He did get taken out in the end by Kyoto, and then do manage to pick up that AWP. Now it's a clean round for Avant-Garde. It's shifted the tides back.
It has indeed. I mean, Avant-Garde didn't lose any players there, and I like what they did there. They really made the CTs think about their actions. Because the clock is running down, they realised that they were spreading out for map control, and the CTs think, hang on a second here, if I push out and get a little bit aggressive, I'll be able to get some information and catch the Ts off guard. But Avant-Garde was really hoping on that, because they know that Supremacy is a team that likes to fake out the opposition, you know, change their movement around, and we see this from Supremacy, trying to get those early flanks and get some map aggression, and Avant-Garde are catching onto this very quickly.
Yes, they are. Supremacy, maybe a little bit too confident. Lonsdale managing to pick up Cruden, pushed right up there onto short. Yellow, playing the same position he did last time, but he's not. He is faced up against that Mag 7, just a little bit further away it is. It's down in A main. It's more for Sicko. He's going to push it out. White spots him out, but Sicko with a Tech 9 takes him out with a clean headshot. The Mag 7 has been dropped again in Yellow. Spots out Inject, takes him out. Now it's at a 2 versus 5. This isn't looking good for Supremacy at all. Avant-Garde, they're showing their power again.
Well, this is the Avant-Garde we're used to seeing, and that's what we saw last map on those gun rounds. So overpowering, and as I say there, SK manages to find one, but Sicko trades him out from the top of stairs there, and it's all going to be on Chaotic here. AWP in hands, but really nothing he can do into this round. The best thing is trying to save it and get 1 kill into his hands at least.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be saving. He's heading to that B site, but again, the terrorists are on the hunt. It's a 4 versus 1 this time, not a 5 versus 1, but it's still the same amount of danger. They don't know 100% where he is, though. He's quite safe in the back of market there, but he has 2 players pushing him. It looks like Sicko and Lonsdale are going to be pushing through into that market position. Spots him out. Chaotic takes out Sicko, knows that there's one there, but doesn't know that there's one pushing it behind him. Hats jumps down, spots him out, and takes him out with this easy headshot for the round for Avantgarde, tying it up to 3-3.
Unfortunately, Chaotic there just getting spotted out in all directions pretty much, and there really was no hope of him trying to save that AWP, and already Avantgarde tying the scores up now, 3-all, and look at Supremacy's buy here. We've got a couple of pistols coming out. The only utility they have is a flashbang and a HE grenade, and we see these pistols doing work at the moment, but definitely not work on a map like Mirage to be able to take a round.
I don't know, it's 4.57s and a P250. I wouldn't be surprised if we see at least 2 picks from these 5.7s. They are quite a strong gun, almost too strong in my opinion. We do have the CTs though playing quite aggressive angles. Look, we've got 2 down in A main, 1 in Palace and 1 in Connected, only 1 on the B site. And that's going to be Chaotic over there, waiting to see maybe he can pick off 1 and then drop back. It's Hats, who's close by, but isn't pushing out too much, just peeking out just a little bit, seeing if he can see anyone. He's going to drop back now with the bomb. The bomb is heading toward T-spawn, potentially heading toward that A main take. And the CTs are all rotated over to the B side. This is a fantastic fake. They didn't even have to throw much at all.
Not at all. I mean, Cruden's the only man on this A bomb site. HE grenade coming in, but not tickling anybody at that moment. And I think Supremacy need to realize that it's not going towards this B bomb site and need to rotate over. And finally, the bomb has been spotted towards A main. And actually, no, it hasn't. Cruden finally spotting him out, and the Molotovs coming in, but there's no CTs here for the Molotovs to stop, so Avantgarde using all this utility and not really dealing any damage because all of the CTs rotated towards the B bomb site, and finally Supremacy trying to deal some damages. That's going to be Lonsdale getting tagged down at 46 HP, but Inject coming in, picks up 1, picks up yellow, Kyoto picking up another one. White, what is happening? These pistols are making work, but Kyoto spotting out 1, spotting out another, but that's going to be Cruden, and it's all going to be Chaotic versus Hats on the one-on-one situation. No armor on Chaotic, but does have the HP advantage, and not a kit either. He's just going to tap the bomb and try and draw Hats out as he flashbangs himself out. Finally checks the bomb, but Chaotic playing this not as well as Hats expected because Hats is just sitting out here waiting. And look, this looks like the round going straight in the favor of Avantgarde. Hats playing that so well.
Yes, he did. Playing in and out of that A main position, just checking the bomb every now and again. He didn't need to watch the bomb like a hawk. He just needed to sit there, wait for the defuse, take him out while he's defusing. And thankfully, he didn't actually fall for any of the fakes. He did manage to pick up that round for Avantgarde. But as I said, those 5.7s, they did work. They did manage to get 4 kills.
Well, I never lose trust in you.
I never lose faith in the 5.7. It's a fantastic weapon, severely underpriced. We're going into a buy round now, though. 1 AWP on each team, 1 on Inject, 1 on Sicko. So we're going to see maybe some AWPing action in mid. Yep, here comes the Inject. It does get taken out by Sicko. The AWP on the CT side is now taken out, though. So now it's 4 rifles against 4 rifles and an AWP.
Well, like you said, SK being traded out, managing to find 1 kill onto Lonsdale here, but again, Yellow, the one-man shot towards his A bomb site, throwing his flashbang out, but Cruden and White having a perfect crossfire, managing to take him out, and once again, it seems like Avantgarde aren't really playing as a solid team. They're spreading out across the map and having these one-man shows in order to be able to get the CTs to rotate over and over-rotate. But as I say, this Kyoto picks up 1, Cruden trades him out, and that's going to be Hats on the entry towards the B bomb side. Picks out Chaotic there, and it's now just going to be Cruden on the 1-on-2, coming from market. He's going to be on for the quad here, 60 HP. The AWP shot from Sicko connecting, but not quite the damage being dealt as he's tagged down a 49 HP. Doesn't have any utility to use, and he's actually going to get taken down to 8 HP here, Sicko. So the HP advantage definitely not in the favor, but what a shot from Sicko there.
That was a fantastic flick right there. Does manage to secure them the round. Thank goodness for them too. They are pulling ahead now. It's a 3-5 in favor of Avantgarde. And now we have a pistol round coming out from Supremacy. They do have a HE grenade and a single piece of armor. And here comes the... Oh, nope, here comes the armor from the rest of the team. I should wait till the end of the buy round to say those things. And they do have a few little bits of utility spread around the team. Not a lot. Especially against the full buy that is Avant-Garde right now. The 4 AKs and the AWP on Sicko. Alrighty, so the CTs are playing into mid. That's where also where the Ts are playing. This look like the call has been made for the rotate. The bomb has been dropped at the entry to apps, but Yellow sitting in the back here, waiting for maybe an aggressive push. The CTs haven't been playing too aggressively into the Palace area. They've just been kind of sitting there waiting on the corner, seeing if they can get a pick and then potentially dropping back.
Well, it seems like Supremacy at the moment, they're being 2 rounds down. But at the same time, I think they're buying into these rounds a little bit too much because that's just going to deal more damage to the economy. And Avant-Garde, Kyoto coming straight out, getting a pick onto Cruden there, and Sicko just sitting from top mid, picks out White. And once again, we see the CTs just over-rotating and being too aggressive. And this is what's leading to them not managing to pick up a kills. And Avant-Garde are picking up to this on this game and the last map of Inferno, so already Sicko. Oh, what is that from Sicko? A no-scope into smoke, into inject. Well, I was going to say I'm lost for words, but I've got words to say, but that was mind-boggling.
That shot was just intimidating. Far out. What a great shot. No scope into that smoke. It must have been a spray and pray, honestly, but you obviously can't do that with the AWP. Interesting choice, but that does pay off in the end, and now... Looking at this, we do have a full buy coming out from the CTs. They're not phased by that no-scope. They're going to go for it. Sicko, though, playing a really tight angle, expecting the aggression on up mid. Nothing's coming for him. They're all playing quite back. They're finally learning from their mistakes. They're not going to be playing too aggressively. Chaotic is trying to spot out anything coming in from apps with hats spraying down. He knows there's at least one there. Doesn't know that the entire team is sitting around that apps area, but the bomb dropped right up the back near T-spawn.
Well, what surprised me is... So far, one time in all of the rounds that we've casted, they've only used a double AWP setup once. And that's just a little bit surprising, considering that a double AWP setup on a map like Mirage can be so effective, having one towards the A site and one towards the B site. But Inject actually getting a little bit too aggressive here, as he might get caught out by one of the Ts. And look at the damage here. Yellow going to spot him out, and Inject is just going to miss the shot. And once again... They are just mind-tricking each other of what side of the pillars he's going to be. And Yellow spots him out again. But 50 seconds left on the clock. The bomb is going towards the B bomb site. And he's only going to have one man to hold him out there. And that's going to be Hats and Sicko, the only ones towards apps, trying to get the bomb towards the B bomb site. It seems like the Ts have split out across the map. And finally, more territory has been dropped down, as we do see that it's going to be Lonsdale here, trying from mid-area. And 25 seconds left on the clock. The execute is finally coming in as SK picks up one, Hats picks up another. And the bomb, 18 seconds left, really needs to try and get onto this bomb site, as they haven't spotted out Cruden there, sitting at the top of the ninja box. But this has just delayed the terrorist push, as Sicko needs to plant the bomb. Kyoto coming from short, spots out SK, and they've now turned it into a 2v1.
Yes, good cover frame from Kyoto there, managing to get the bomb down in Kyoto. Closing up the round there with a great headshot onto Inject there. Yes, Kyoto really saved that bomb plant there. If Kyoto wasn't there, obviously they would have been able to push onto site, take out the bomb planter, and they would have wasted way too much time just waiting to see if they could get a pick somewhere. I think that's what they were doing as well. The Ts just sort of waiting, seeing if they can get a pick on an aggressive CT, as they have for the past few rounds. To no avail. They did manage to get one in the end, and they did manage to close out the round, obviously. Right, the AWP in top mid there, Inject. With the AWP, does manage to get taken down by Lonsdale though. Inject down. Now they don't have the AWP. Oh no, my bad. No, they're on pistols. They do have 2 CZs, a 5.7 and a Deagle though, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do manage to take out 1 or 2 players. Lonsdale though. Yellow, sorry, moving in through Palace, playing his usual position into almost a lurk position.
Is indeed, and we see Kyoto getting that first pick onto Hats, and finally, is this something that Supremacy is going to use into this round? Getting that first opening kill, and Chaotic picking up an AK for himself. The bomb has been dropped just outside T-spawn, and we see Chaotic getting very aggressive. Can hear Lonsdale pushing around the corner, and he's just going to...
Yellow sitting in that same position. The bomb's heading slowly toward the A main position there. Like White, though, he's going to be the one man to try and hold off this attack. We have Kyoto sitting in connected there, just waiting for his teammates to push through our main. It's going to be a double-pronged attack. The rotate hasn't come through yet, but we do have SK. Maybe questioning, well, it's not B, it must be A. He does spot out Kyoto, takes him out with the CZ, and here comes the push now. The grenades are coming out. Sicko manages to take out White and SK, both with headshots, picks up the AWP. Lonsdale takes out Cruden. Now they've put it into a 1 versus 3 situation. Chaotic needs to do some work. He does manage to take out 2, Lonsdale and Sicko. There's just 1 left. It's in a 1v1 situation now with Yellow and Chaotic. 1 versus 1.
Well, 15 seconds left. Yellow has to try and get the bomb planted. He's going to do it now, and Chaotic trying to spam a little bit of a pre-fire, but can't connect it. Finally, here's the footsteps. He's going to spot out the head of Yellow just in time, and Chaotic spots him out on the tiny little pixel. Going to pick up the AWP, and Avant-Garde taking this... Sorry, Supremacy taking this round, and finally, after 6 rounds of losing in a row, Supremacy finally tied up.
Could certainly be a tactical decision for Avant-Garde. This is a long shot, but if they do lose this round now, they're going to have to buy into it, obviously. They're going to be reset. They're going to be back down to that 1,400 win bonus. And Avant-Garde do have the money to buy into this round, so it's going to be a gun round coming out from both teams with full utility, full armor, apart from a few players on the CT side, of course. So hopefully, Avant-Garde are able to take this out and put Supremacy into a reset.
Well, Supremacy here really need to dig deep on the economy of the Avant-Garde side and really just need to hold their angles and continuously be aggressive on some rounds, but also fall back and try and play slow, as already White gets picked up from Yellow. So already we see it again and again that Avant-Garde get this first man advantage, and Supremacy not really being able to fight back, as Chaotic just sitting here from stairs with lots of mobility usage coming in, and he's going to be forced out and spammed through the smoke, I think, from Lonsdale there. And already the bomb making its way towards the A side for the mid-connector. And Escape finding up from Kyoto. Lonsdale trading it back out, and it's just going to be Cruden and Inject left on the 2v4 situation. Supremacy is not looking good for them so far on this map of Mirage, but as I say that, Inject gets a wallbang, and Cruden manages to spot out Sicko as well, so they've managed to take this back to a 2v2. Yellow and Hats, 50 seconds left on the clock. Not much utility usage left on both sides right now. The bomb is getting planted towards this A site, as Hat's getting very aggressive towards the stairs, and he could get caught off by Cruden here, just sitting in jungle, but we have heard that that panel has been broken down through the little hole, and Cruden finally hears the bomb being planted. But the T's, they really need to dig deep here, as Supremacy, this is the round they really need to win in order to at least bring a couple of more rounds back in their favor, to at least have a shot of taking out this map. This is the do or die round for Supremacy right now, as Yellow just sitting behind triple box is going to get spammed with the shots, just missing. Hats get spotted out in sandwich, but Yellow picks up a triple, and Avant-Garde taking it the round out and taking the lead 8-4.
Not only have Avant-Garde now won the half with 8 rounds, any round fast here will be obviously great for them, but they've won the half. They've also reset the economy of the CTs. They did manage to pull out an M4, which is an interesting decision considering no one else is able to buy anything, but 2 M4s, look at that. So they're actually going to be buying into this round. They're going to want to try and get this round, or at least a few guns for their other teammates. You got 5.7s, Deagles, and CZs on the other teammates, and a little bit of utility, not a lot though.
Well, you look at the economy here for Supremacy, they've completely forced buy into this. So already, Cruden trying to get a little bit sneaky underpass, but Kyoto spots him out, and Avant-Garde again getting that first man advantage, and the bomb is just going to be dropped in T-spawn as Kyoto picks up another one onto White. Minute 20 left on the clock. Inject gets taken down to 21 HP, so far Supremacy fully buying into this round, so if they lose this, it is not looking promising for the next round of the half. But SK in a cheeky little position, just sitting outside of Palace, picks up Yellow and picks up the AK for himself, but it's going to be a 4v3 and health advantage on Supremacy, not looking good as Hat stays down. Chaotic there, Molotov's coming into market there, and Lonsdale getting very aggressive as Sicko is just going to hold his AWP, as both of the CTs actually think it's going to be an A-side hit, but the bomb's still not in the hands of Avant-Garde at the moment, spreading out across the map and just leaving the bomb where it is.
They did drop the bomb into T-spawn, potentially looking for picks. They knew that they would have reset Supremacy there. They didn't know, however, that they were going to buy into rifles, and it looks like it's paying off just a little bit. Not enough, though, to warrant the purchases. SK now down to 5 health, and Kyoto, headshot through the box, manages to take out SK. They didn't lose 2 players, but they had the money to buy back into this. They got 8,000 on Kyoto, 7,000 on Hats, 8,000 on Sicko. They've got plenty of money, and now Supremacy really need to save this round. They have no money.
Well, I mean, they lose this round, they lose the next. Even so, I mean, the economy is just shattered for Supremacy right now, and we see they won the first 3 rounds after the pistol round that Avant-Garde won, but after that, we haven't really seen anything exciting for Supremacy to catch Avant-Garde off guard. It seems to be the same default setup of being aggressive and falling back, and I mean, Avant-Garde is just picking up on these slight mistakes for Supremacy, and at the end of the day, that's why Avant-Garde are 3rd place and Supremacy are down the ladder, and it's just the teams, and already we see that Supremacy, although they were just on pistols, they only managed to get 1 kill into that.
That's right, no 1 kill went onto SK. It was only USPs, it was quite an impressive feat just to get 1 kill, although USPs are quite powerful. We can see now the buys coming out. They already had all the guns they needed on the T side. They got a few AKs, a bit of utility, a few pieces of armor. But now we have 5 M4s over on the CT side, all armor, no head armor, but that's obviously not, it doesn't matter for them. And a bit of utility, so they're going to be able to hold off a take. Let's see if they do choose SK playing aggressively again. These aggressive plays, they're winning them rounds, but at the same time they're losing them more rounds than they're winning. Yellow, though, is pushed up very heavily into Palace. He's going to spot out SK there. Kyoto through the smoke manages to spray down White. Inject taking out Lonsdale with a grenade. And Yellow taking out Inject there from Palace into jungle.
We'll just look at SK here coming up the ladder. That gets spotted out by Yellow. Just the side of his leg was spotted out. And Gruden hit from short. Actually picks up Hats here. And it's now going to be all onto Chaotic in a 1v2. He really needs to bring this round back into his favour to at least take it to a 5-10. Spots out Yellow with the spray down. And it's now just going to be Kyoto versus Chaotic. The only ones left on the server. 1v1, 57 seconds left on the clock. It's pretty much do or die for Supremacy. If they take this to 4-11, it's going to be the heartbreak. I mean, really, Supremacy need to be able to tie some rounds back together. And Chaotic looking in the wrong direction as Kyoto spots him out. And Avant-Garde going to take this 11-4.
Alrighty, we're going to head on to the second half here. We're just going to throw to a short break. We'll be right back soon. Alrighty, and we're back now with the second half of Avant-Garde versus Supremacy. This is the second map. Avant-Garde did manage to take the first map of Inferno, 16-12. And now we're heading into the second half. Avant-Garde up 11 rounds, and now we're heading into Avant-Garde on the CT side. Let's see if they can make some work. This is potentially going to be the winning round for them. If they can get this pistol round, they're going to be on a roll. They're going to be able to steamroll Supremacy.
They are indeed. I mean, Supremacy really need to win this pistol round to either have something into this match, because at the moment we haven't really seen much from them, and that just shows by the scorecard. And look at that, Inject getting the first kill onto Yellow. Fast aggression on towards this B side. Inject Hat's going to be spotted out from short, and Inject picks up another one as Hats trade out Chaotic there, and Cruden just sitting here in the boiler room of B Halls, and Sicko picks up one, but White trades him out. So trades coming across the board from Supremacy, and that's going to be Kyoto getting dinked down to 13 HP as Lonsdale coming from B Apartments. Cruden has been spotted out, but just sitting behind the corner as Lonsdale picks up one, and it's just going to be Kyoto left in the 1-on-2, 13 HP, but White picks it up, and Supremacy finally back into this, picking up the pistol.
It was almost mandatory for Supremacy to win that round. Supremacy needed it. Like, not just wanted it, but needed it. Now they've got the round. Now they've got the money. They can start buying in to these rounds. But look at this Avant-Garde. They're forcing into it. They've got 2 scouts, they've got the deagle, and they've got a couple of other pistols on there with head armor and body armor. Sicko and Lonsdale, the 2 scouts, don't have any armor, but they're obviously going to be playing a bit further back. 2 AKs on the CT side, though. They may just punish that decision from Avantgarde. The bomb has been dropped back in apps again, so it's looking like Supremacy is adopting a little bit of the Avantgarde strategy of dropping the bomb, going for the pick, and then picking up the bomb later on in the round. There's a very aggressive push coming into Connector right now, though. There's 4 CTs ready to meet the 3 CTs. We do have a bit of alert coming out, though, on white through the Palace.
Well, look at this. Yellow just sitting in the corner, picks up one with the CZ and then another one with the UMP. But at the beginning of the round, we saw Sicko and Lonsdale both getting picks with that scout. So taking 2 people down to 50 HP. But look at this. Avantgarde doing work at the moment. It's just going to be white left, and he gets spotted out by yellow. So only losing 1 member into that with 2 scouts and pistols. Avantgarde showing who's boss at the moment.
Supremacy were just very heavily punished for buying into those AK-47s. Once they lost them, it was all over. Avantgarde were able to pick those up and show who was boss, as you said. And now they can buy fully. They've got the full utility. They've got full armor, and they've got head armor to combat those pistols. 3 deagles, though, on the T side, and a bit of armor on everyone except for Inject. And the 1 piece of utility they had now being thrown out onto short. Perhaps trying to fake a rotate, or maybe a more aggressive sort of push onto the mid area. Got 2 Ts coming through into the apartments area. One's going through unders and 1 in mid. Sicko is going to be the first to spot this out, though. Does spot out Cruden. Doesn't know SK's down there, though. Oh, what a fantastic shot from Sicko with the scout. Spots out SK now. He's trying to get the peek. He knows he can get it. Jumps up, looks up, and manages to get the headshot on that as well. Absolutely filthy from Sicko, but he does manage to pick off the 2. Lonsdale with the other scout, picking off Inject on the A site, and now it's a 2 versus 5 situation. Oh, Sicko with the 3rd scout headshot. He's totally going off in this round, and now it's a 1 versus 5.
Sicko really just going Sicko there with the scouts, and look at that. 4 kills into that round were all scouts, and then 1 with hats from the AK. So really, we can see that Avantgarde, you know, possibly they can go for this double AWP setup a lot more, because we see Lonsdale's pretty good on the scout. Sicko's pretty good on the scout. We'll just have to see what they have when they have the AWPs in their hand, if they decide to go for it. But, I mean, at the moment, it seems that this single AWP setup seems to be working out for Avantgarde, and we can just see that by the score. As again, Lonsdale tags Cruden down to 18 HP with the scout, and Avantgarde just playing this so well.
This should be Avantgarde's round. I mean, they're going to go to 14 unless they can pull a rabbit out of the hat on the Supremacy side. They do have 2 Glocks, 2 P250s, and a Deagle. Not looking fantastic. Hats. If he can look the right way, he could spray them all down, but they have dropped back into that T-Apps area. Looks like they could choose to go unders, or they could choose to push into the apartments. Yellow's going to spot that out, though. Drops back down, makes the call, and here comes the aggressive play from them. Hats, though, in a good position to try and get them all. Does manage to take down 2. Yellow got the crossfire on them. Takes out white. And now SK tries to run away, but Yellow hunts him down. Now it's just a 1 versus 5 again with Chaotic, the only one left on 16 health, all thanks to Lonsdale.
Well, there's not really much you can do in this round. 16 health and in a dream, really. I mean, Supremacy, Avantgarde are going to take this up 14 to 5, and Supremacy, it really only gives them 2 rounds to lose until it's pretty much all over. But Chaotic picking up the kill onto Yellow, so he does have a UMP, and he's going to try and go for it here, but, well, Sicko shuts him down with the scout. But really, Avantgarde just showing up this map, and obviously that's the reason why they've decided to choose Mirage, and we can just see that their tactic, it's nothing too special. It's a lot of default strategies, and CT's just hitting their shots and hitting their aim, and really that's what's leading to their success.
You're totally right. It is an out-aim fest right now. Looking at the CT buy, we've got 3 scoped rifles, the 2 scouts and an AWP coming out on hats. That could almost count as a double AWP setup, right? We've also got the 2 AKs. Yellow, though, going off in mid here, does manage to take down 3, and Kyoto taking out Cruden. Avantgarde pretty much just dominated. Chaotic, though, is the last man left again. He has full health this time, and he does have bomb control. Monster pushing up, trying to spot him out, and takes him out with the CZ. Now 15-5 to Avantgarde. It's now match point. Avantgarde have so many rounds to play with right now, it's not funny.
Well, I mean, just looking at Supremacy here, really, they've only got 1 AK so far into this. They're going to buy up with a scout, but the buy is just looking horrible at the moment. 2 scouts no, 3 scouts, an AK, and a Tech 9. Head armor. Chaotic's got the AK, but no armor. I don't know what's going on there, but at the end of the day, Supremacy, it's looking like it's all over unless something can happen that is out of the book, as Avant-Garde really just playing this so well, and you can just see 15-5, but that is the start the Supremacy need, as Chaotic gets the first kill onto Half, picks up a second, but Lonsdale also gets a second into his hand as well. So the bomb towards this B bomb site, Chaotic going a little bit too aggressive towards Marker, and Lonsdale punishes him that for his act of kindness. And already Lonsdale pushing out towards the site, has got the smoke, and he's going to push straight through it now. Spots out Inject, but Inject takes him down with the AK. So they've now taken this out to a 2v2. The bomb is going to be planted very shortly, as White does have the bomb, and it's now going to be Kyoto and Sicko trying to rotate the site, and Kyoto gets the backside of White, finally takes him down. It's going to be Inject, the last man alive on Supremacy, and, well, his life has just ended, and Avant-Garde are going to take this 16-5. We are going to go for a quick break. We will be back shortly.
We could be holding up our light. We could be fighting for what's right. Or we could be falling to pieces. Under the bridge of fire burns, somewhere the pages start to turn, and somebody whispers, I need this. I will do anything just to make you see. Don't apologize for what's in your dreams. Maybe this time we'll be different. It's only us. It's only us. It's only us tonight.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Aussie Gaming TV's coverage of the ESL Australia and New Zealand Championships here for Counter-Strike. My name is Nutters. I'm not going to be casting for you tonight, but right now we've got Alpha Sydney taking on Athletico here on Mirage, which, as we just saw before, Supremacy sadly lost out to Avant-Garde on. Tonight, you will be taken through these final two maps by the great Dwag and the amazing Sir Boris. I have to ask Dwag, what are you expecting us to see from this map?
We've seen their previous play. They like to play aggressive. They like to get the rounds on the board early and really just put the other team on the back foot. So already we see Athletico just starting up, spreading out across the map. We do see the Tech 9 bought up on Zetsky and armor on pretty much all players except Sniper, because he did drop it over to Zetsky as far as I'm aware. But Demo picks up Scrawl with the USPS, and already it looks like Athletico are making their way towards the B bomb site, coming out with a little bit of a flank as Joke's making his way towards Mark. He's going to have two inside, picks up Mizu, and that's going to be Sniper picking up another one, and Joke's actually picking up a second. So already Athletico doing great work into this round as Buster's just sitting there towards Arch, towards short side, and Zetsky picks him up with the Tech 9, and already Athletico having a strong start here.
Yes, they are. That was a very powerful pistol around there. Jokes getting that 2k initially onto the B site. What a great start from them, and now they're able to buy off that. They've got the UMP, they've got the AK-47. The AK-47 is something that we saw last game from Avant-Garde. They did lose that AK-47, gave the round to the other team. Let's see if Alpha Sydney can pull off something similar. They do have the pistol buy, a little bit of armor, so they are protected from that AK somewhat. A little bit of aim punch. Demo, though, doesn't have any armor on Alpha Sydney, but he is protected by his teammates. He's just sitting around in mid, perhaps waiting for a bit more of an aggressive peek. We can see Athletico, though. The bomb is pushing up into the B area. Maybe trying to go for a B take. He's just going to leave the bomb behind, see if he can get a pick. Brawl, though, a replacement for Iron tonight. He's going to try and move up, see if he can pick up someone on the van, and some pre-firing going through the unders halls.
Well, right now, Athletico really just playing it slow and seeing how Alpha Sydney are going to react, and already that's going to give Athletico a little bit of a sign of how to play out this map as Sniper is making his way towards Palace and does get spotted out by Buster, but this is great start by Sniper, managing to connect the kill with Buster, getting tagged down to 60 HP with that one deagle shot, but M-Swag coming underneath him. Does spot out Sniper looking in the wrong direction, but as I say that, Jokes manages to pick up Cyb, and finally the CT's coming on the rotate here, but Zetsky just sitting at the top of the shelf there, picks up Demo, so now it's just M-Swag and Mizu to pick up the slack, and the USP, the ump has been dropped out of the hands of M-Swag, and it's just going to be Mizu left with the deagle and armor trying to save it into the next round.
Yep, now it's a terrorist hunting for that one lone counter-terrorist there. Mizu, he's going to be looking around, seeing if he maybe gets a few exits. He's just over back. By the back of B-Apps there. He does spot out Jokes, who doesn't really react. He has his knife out. That's very unfortunate for Jokes. And here comes the bomb now, giving the round to Athletico. Now it's a 2-0 to Athletico. Alpha Sydney doesn't have any rounds on the boards, but they do manage to save that UMP and the deagle on Mizu. They might choose to buy up around that, or they might choose to try and eco that one. What do you think, Dweg?
Looking at the economy right now, the highest person is Dimo on 3,400, and I think possibly buying a couple of pistols into this round, but not really forcing off the back of it, and that's exactly what they're going to do here. Deagles and P250 trying to get at least some work and damage done into this round is definitely the key to what they need to do, and Mizu getting very aggressive, but Zetsky trades him out, and the bomb has just been dropped by the T's. They've just left it there trying to get some map aggression, but the CT's definitely playing their engagements and playing their long angles.
Yes, they are, and that's exactly what they need to do with these pistols. Looking at this, M-Swag is going to push in and see the gun of Sniper, but Sniper spots him out first. The MAC-10 does manage to take him out. M-Swag going down to Sniper. The gun trade going on over the B-Apple, so very interesting that they've given the guns to the armoured players, of course, naturally, and the ones with the more health. I'm going to start a slow push now through the B-Apps. The B site's totally clear. The CTs have overextended a little bit. They've got two members over in the mid area and one up in Palace. The T's aren't aware of this, but they're about to become aware of this. Jokes Using his 11 health to almost play a bait role, try and maybe find out if there is anyone on that site. The CTs, they've realized that they're at the wrong site. Here comes the quick rotate from all three of them. Like, Demo is going through T-spawn with 2 coming through market. We've got Buster and Saib. Buster managing to take the dig out on Zedski, putting into a 3 versus 4, and the bomb's going to go down from Nikez.
Well, look, the bomb has been planted. I mean, Buster getting a very nice shot onto Nikez there with the deagle. But Sniper coming in on the flank here, picks up 2, and it's just going to be Demo left with the USPS, so definitely nothing used into this round. But already, Atletico looking pretty solid considering that they're 3 rounds up. They did lose the they did win the pistol, and Alpha Sydney finally going on to the first buy round here, and we see straight away Demo is going to pick up that AWP and try and deal some early damage, but Atletico really going to try and put Alpha Sydney on the back foot and kind of scare them into this map.
Yes, they are. I mean, 3 rounds up already. That is pretty scary, but we are, as you said, we are heading into the first gun round. This is where the real match starts. We've already 3 rounds up on the Atletico side, but Alpha Sydney, they're playing very aggressively in mid. You got Demo in the window, Mizu up on that short railing, and M-Swag looking down in that connector area. If they were mid right now, then the CTs would have all the information they need. Unfortunately, they don't. They've got no information right now. Saib does manage to spot out, I believe, Sniper potentially. Looking like very, very slow play over to the B site. Demo holding that angle on the A main, but he doesn't know that Zedski's lurking on his way up in the palace area. He's very, very close to Buster, who probably doesn't know he's there, and Skrull peeking out the short. Nothing's really happening right now. They are just looking for the picks. Here comes the utility out onto the B site, though. Jokes pushing out, taken out by Saib. Saib's the one-man army here. He does have a rotate coming out from Mizu, though. Mizu is on short now, ready to back him up. M-Swag taking out Nikez from the sniper's nest onto short. And now it's just Sniper on his own over at the B site. He drops back to pick up the bomb. It's looking like he might try and go for a different execute.
Well, look, Alpha Sydney already dealing very high damage towards the Atletico side, dropping down Jokes and Nikez. So, really, only M-Swag has been dropped down to 51 HP, but the only problem is with Alpha Sydney at the moment is they're lacking utility, and so is Atletico at the moment. 24 seconds left on the clock. The bomb looks like it is going towards this A site, trying to clear out as many angles as they can, but they don't spot out Buster, but finally Zedski spots him out, and M-Swag gets traded out by Skrull, and Zedski's going to try and get very aggressive towards Connector. Spots out Demo, but Demo gets the first opening engagement with him, and it's now going to be all up to Sniper with the AK in hand, swaps out to the AWP, spots out Mizu, but misses his shot, and that's going to be Alpha Sydney picking up their first round.
Alpha Sydney finally coming out. This is the first gun round, of course. They have won it. 3 players left standing. That's not too bad for them. They're going to go look around for some more guns. They've picked up the AWP. They've got 2 M4s. They've got the double AWP. So this is a very early double AWP setup we see going on here. It's going to go to Demo and Mizu, potentially going to 2 different sites, or maybe one's going into mid.
Well, look, this double AWP setup on a map like Mirage can really just split the attack because, you know, an AWP in these long-range engagements, either sitting at CT or ticket booth, or even towards the van, towards the B side, or even going towards window room at middle, really gives you so much map control of where you want to go, as CT's really trying to control the T's here. As Sniper gets very aggressive, but Mizu with the AWP also gets aggressive towards apartments and finally dealing the first damage.
That's right, he has. So now it's a 4 versus 5. Alpha Sydney is 1 man up. With this double up setup, it could actually work out for them. Skrull's sort of hanging back in that T spawn area, looking around, seeing if someone's playing aggressively from Palace or A main. But there's no one to be seen there. There's 3 CTs on A, 1 in mid, in fact, and then 2 on the B site. Once again, we're seeing this quite passive play from the Ts. The Ts not really pushing too much, seeing if they can get a pick in mid. Walking around, M-Swag might not know, and Jokes potentially going to be boosted up. Yep, here comes the boost now. Nick has boosting Jokes up. He still hasn't been seen. And there's the shot coming out now. M-Swag managed to tag him down to 1 HP. He's a dead man walking right now. Jokes, Demo manages to take him out with a headshot. And now here comes the push onto the A site. They need to start committing to something. 46 seconds left on the clock. Grenades are coming out onto the A site now, with the terrorists now pushing out through A main. One's already on site. But we do have a flank coming around from Buster. Buster going through the T-spawn. Going through A main, they don't know. The CTs have dropped back a little bit. No one's really watching that angle. Demo manages to take out Nikez, and now it's a 1 versus 2 versus 5. Buster's flank pays off and does manage to take out Scrawl, and now Zedski's all his own. He has managed to get the bomb down, thankfully, and Buster. What a great shot from him, securing the second round for Alpha Sydney.
Well, look, that was just such a great round from Alpha Sydney. We saw that the first opening kill went to Alpha Sydney because Mizu got very aggressive towards apartments, got that first opening kill towards Sniper. As soon as he got it, he fell back and really, explained to his teammates what Athletico are doing. And it's quite surprising, actually, that Athletico aren't going for these fast pushes, and they're more defaulting and spreading out across the map. And it seems that Alpha Sydney's definitely picked up on this, as Athletico are going to be forced into an eco here. Just a couple of pistols on the board. Jokes has decided to go with that head armor. But really, Athletico trying to get some damage. But like you said, the bomb did get planted in the last round, considering that none of Alpha Sydney members did get dropped down. But that's definitely something Athletico can look into, as the bomb looks like it's just going to be outside this A area. And looks like all of the Ts are just trying to surround and see if any CTs get quite aggressive.
I look at all of the buys here, though. They all have one smoke grenade each and one pistol each. It's quite a unified buy. Jokes looking like their raid boss right now with the armor and the helmet. I think with those smokes, they're going to try and go for an A take, but it's going to be quite a late one. They've got 2 watching the A main area, and then just the rest waiting for the countdown. Here comes the push now. The smokes are coming out. The bomb is coming in as well. The rush is coming in. And now it's a 2 versus 5 on the site. The Molly has tagged some of them down quite immensely. We've got Sniper on 28 health and Scrawl on 29. And here comes the rotate now. M-Swag through connector. Bomb has gone down. It's a 5 versus 5 bomb plant. Mizu taking out the first kill onto Jokes, and Nikaz going down to Saib. This Alpha Sydney side just absolutely annihilating the Athletico side here, as to be expected with the buys, but they did manage to get the bomb plant. So that's going to be extra money for them, but 1 round more for Alpha Sydney, tying it back up to 3-3.
Well, look, Athletico trying to get that smoke execute in towards that A side, and really I liked what they did there. Just had a couple of deagles on pretty much all players in a smoke, and they had that passage to get into the side, and you saw that they got the bomb plant, but with those pistols in hand, they really can't just deal the damage of any more. But finally, Athletico coming back into this with a full buy, full utility on all players except for Zedski. But Jokes with the AWP in hand, it's going to look like Dimo's actually going to get boosted up, and Dimo gets the first opening kill onto Jokes, but he does get tagged down himself.
Yes, he does, right down to that 5 HP mark. He is still alive to protect the site, so that's not going to be too much of an issue for him. He does have that AWP, so long-range shots. But it's looking like Zedski is going to pull back. He's got the AWP in hand. He's going to run back into mid, see if he can get a pick into that sniper's window. Nikaz looking through connector, seeing if he can find any maybe stragglers left in there. Looking over to short, protecting his teammates within mid. There is actually a player over there. It's Mizu. Mizu not playing too aggressively on the angle. He's going to push it out now, though. He spots out Nikaz. Does manage to take him out. Now they know exactly where he is, though. They're both peaked. M-Swag coming up into snipers. Zedski had the angle on it, but looked away. Does look over to ticket booth, but doesn't manage to land the shot. Buster playing a bit aggressively into the palace, but there's no one there to receive him. And now it's a 5 versus 3 situation for Athletico. 47 seconds left on the clock. They need to start making a play.
They do indeed. I mean, they have pretty much no utility to use into this round. The bomb is finally going towards this A bomb site. They don't even have any smokes to smoke off anything towards this A bomb site. But look at that sniper getting the opening entry frag towards Dimo. And that's actually Skrull throwing in a couple of AK shots, but he is going to get traded out by Buster, which is just sitting at the top of Palace there. Finally falls back. He's now going to try and come in. The Molotov comes in from side. M-Swag picks up Sniper. So it's all up to Zedski, but Side spots him out, and that's going to be Alpha Sydney picking up their 4th round in a row.
It's interesting to note that every round Alpha Sydney have won has been a bomb defuse. So they're getting, the terrorists, the Athletico side, are still getting money from those. That's something that Alpha Sydney really needs to deny.
I mean, I can understand what Alpha Sydney's doing here, and it looks like there's going to be a map pause. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be a technical or tactical, but at the end of the day, they're playing so passive at the moment, and then every now and then having that aggressive setup that it allows Athletico to get that bomb plant, but not quite to be able to sell the round for the retake.
Alrighty, it looks like we're going into a technical pause, not a tactical pause. It's on the side of Alpha Sydney. Not sure what's going on there, but let's talk about these rounds a little bit more. I mean, look at the rounds, previous rounds. We've got 4 alive, 5 alive, 5 alive, 3 alive on the CT side. Atletico are getting the bomb plants, but they're not managing to kill anyone. I mean, these last 2 rounds, they're lone. They've only killed 1 player.
Well, I mean, most of the time that Atletico get the bomb down, it seems that Alpha Sydney sort of crowds around the area, and then as soon as they're trying to get to their post-plant situations and positions, the Alpha Sydney just have them pinned and really have nowhere to escape, and we've seen that pretty much every round because there's been 4 defusals in the last 4 gun rounds, so realistically, Alpha Sydney are trying to pin Atletico into such a small corner where they'll be able to get the bomb plant, but not be able to finish off the round, and already it seems that Atletico are going to buy straight back into this, but lacking in utility again, but it looks like the smokes are going to come out onto this A side. Jokes is taking the charge. Sniper's going to get mollied out, but Jokes finds one, but M-Swag picks up a double for himself. Almost on for the triple, but Sniper denies that for himself. He's just going to get the bomb planted now. 3-on-3, so Atletico once again getting the bomb planted.
Again, getting the bomb planted with a lot of CTs alive. They've still got the 3 members alive. Sniper does spot out Demo, but doesn't manage to take the kill. Demo's in a fantastic position right now. He's got the drop on the bomb, but Sniper still knows he's there. Gets a fantastic headshot onto Sniper. And now it's a 2 versus 3. The other 2 counter-terrorists do manage to push in through connected side, taking out Nikes. Now it's all up to Scrawl. He's stuck up in the palace. He can't get this.
Not indeed, I mean, he knows exactly that all the Alpha City members know exactly where School was, and he's just going to try and save this AK into the next round. But once again, Alpha Sydney getting the defusal with Atletico. They really just can't stop Alpha Sydney at the moment. They managed to pick up the pistol, but ever since that 4th round, Atletico really just tied this back. And once again from Atletico, they're going to go for the full AK setup. Not quite full utility, but definitely enough to use to be able to strike Alpha Sydney in their path. And once again, they're going for this default setup and just dropping the bomb down in T-Spawn as Sniper looks like he's going to get the opening kill onto Buster, and he does indeed, connecting the shot. And is this the lead that Atletico need in order to string some rounds together?
It's looking likely, but they are both stuck in unders right now. M-Swag and Miku have both spotted them out. Dokes falling back, knowing that he doesn't really have a chance of survival if he does decide to push that. Nikes, though, stuck out there already, does spot out Mizu, takes him out. And now it's an easy entry onto the short area. There's only 1 left on B and 1 in snipers. We've got M-Swag in, M-Swag in snipers, trying to see if he can get something on short, but doesn't spot him going to the site. Zedski pushes onto site from short, managed to take out side from right away. M-Swag trying to rotate around, but Zedski really going ham in this round. Now it's only Demo left. He almost gets that shot through the smoke. Demo in a 1 versus 4 situation. He has the AWP. Manages to take out Zedski. Now it's a 1 versus 3. He could possibly go for exits. The terrorists are on the hunt. Demo gets the 3rd shot. Now it's a 1 versus 2. Looking quite good for Demo, but he still needs to get over to that B site. None of the terrorists are on the site. Of course, he doesn't know that. And Jokes is there to cut him off should he choose to go past.
Well, I mean, that's just fantastic display there from Demo. Really, 1v5 situation. He's already dealt so much damage to the terrorist side as he's going to tag Demo down to 33 HP. Jokes going to try and flash his way out. And that is going to be it. Jokes picking up the kill and picking up the AWP. But looking at the economy of Atletico now, it's still not solid only because there was so much damage dealt by Demo with the AWP, and Alpha Sydney, because they've won 5 rounds in a row before this one, their economy is looking so solid that they'll be able to full buy with utility, and there's going to be no problem there. Whereas on the side of Atletico, Sniper's lacking a little bit in utility, but other than that, it seems a pretty good solid buy for Atletico.
Yes, it does. Now Sniper on $0. That was a bit of a team tag there coming out from the CTs. That's very unfortunate for them. That could come back to bite them in later during the round. As I was saying, the Atletico side don't have a lot of money now. They need to win this one, as they did just win that last one. If they lose this one now, they will be reset, and that's not going to be what they want at all. Zedski on the AWP, though, he does need to make some work happen there. He's trying to maybe peek out into the B apps, see if he can get a peek onto someone maybe playing too aggressively on the van, but no one's there for him. The bomb left over at B apps, ready to be taken to a side as soon as they get an opening pick.
That indeed. Atletico finally trying to run down the clock here rather than trying to get onto that bomb site after they run down the clock. But it looks like now they're really just seeing if Alpha Sydney, starting to bite the dust and getting a little bit too aggressive. And it seems like they're holding their angles pretty well as Jokes is just sitting there from under window room, spots out Mizu in ladder room. And already Atletico getting the first ban advantage, definitely something to lead into this round as, we see Zedski there trying to pull some of the CTs towards this B bomb site as Skrull flashes over towards short, and it looks like Alpha Sydney has spotted out Jokes. Zedski does get the kill onto Cyb, and that's going to be Skrull picking up another one, and it's just going to be Dimo and M-Swag left trying to clean up the pieces as Nikes is just going to get the bomb plant. Dimo coming in from short, throws a flashbang and a Molotov out as M-Swag singing a Diggy Booth. Tags down Nikes to 12 HP but cannot connect the kill. It's all going to be up to Dimo. We've seen what he can do in the past, but he can't bring that to present. And it's going to be Alpha Sydney tying it up with Atletico. 5 rounds on the board each. And looking at the buy from Alpha Sydney, it's still looking pretty solid considering how many rounds they won in a row. And you can really just bring that into the next round. But after this, if they lose again, it's not looking good at all. And we see Atletico, they're starting to farm a little bit of money here and getting $2,000 pretty much each across the board, even though they're completely full buy. And the nade stack coming into top mid as Nikes picks out M-Swag, but a trade coming across.
That's right, Dimo does manage to take out Nikes. Nice trade there, putting him 4 versus 4, but now the ace take's happening right before our eyes. Dimo's pushed up onto the stairs, Sniper trying to knock him out, but just can't. Dimo drops down, actually damaging Zedski in the end more so than he does Dimo. The smokes are coming down, so he isn't able to get the plant yet again. As we see, Atletico has been fantastic with the plant, so they are getting that bankroll from that. 800 per plant, approximately. Alright, so Dimo's coming up onto the stairs there. He is tagged down to 20. Cyb trying to shoot through the ticket booth there, not connecting to anyone. The after plant positions are in play here. Skrull's sitting in that ninja position, but can't, has to escape this fire. He does manage to get out, and he does manage to take out the one who threw it as well. He does manage to take out Cyb. Mizu, the last one left, M4 in hand. Once again, it's another terrorist hunt. They're going to be looking out for him. Mizu, looking around, trying to see if he can connect to any of these terrorists. He does spot one out, up in snipers. Let's just throw out Jokes. He takes out Skrull. Almost takes out Jokes. It's going to be very close. He does. The sniper takes him out. That's going to be 6-5 to Atletico.
Just looking at the HP there, Jokes was on 7, Zedski on 11, and Sniper, I think he was on 9 HP. So really not even 30 HP between 3 players. So Atletico, that was really getting down to the wire there, that Alpha Sydney, if they just connect a couple of more shots, it could have been pretty much game over into that round. But Alpha Sydney, after Atletico winning 3 rounds in a row, they're just going to be on the eco here, a couple of pistols in hand and trying to deal some early damage. But as I say that, Dimo actually picks up a really nice kill onto Zedski with the USPS.
That he does. That's going to open up the game a little bit, but as we can see, Skrull's already taken out Buster. Jokes taking some shots, does manage to take out Dimo, and Zedski taking out M-Swag. That's cleared up the site for them, and now it's going to be a 2 versus 4 retake with only pistols. Mizu does manage to reclaim one of the AKs dropped from the terrorists, Nikes AK. Sniper faking the plant, trying to get someone to peek out, but there's no one there. One's in T-spawn, one's in connector. The bomb does go down. Cyb, realistically, the only person close enough. Mizu's going to try and save that AK. Cyb going to go for some exits. All he really can do. Well, he doesn't have any armor, doesn't have a helmet, and he is taken out by Sniper in the end. And once again, it's a 1v4, and they're on the hunt.
They are indeed. They realise that Atletico, how cost-effective this is for Alpha Sydney. They really just want to try and get the weapon out of Mizu's hands, and Skrull is going to spot him out, and look at that, Mizu is going to drop the AK, and Atletico, now 4 rounds on the board. It seems a little bit of a pattern here that Alpha City looked like they were looking so solid, getting 5 rounds in a row, and then Atletico really bringing it right back, and this is the Atletico we're used to seeing, and finally, this is going to be the tip of the iceberg now as Atletico on the complete full buy, and Alpha Sydney as well. So, realistically, Alpha Sydney really need to win this round to at least have a positive side half, and Sniper, the only one going towards this A side, trying to pull out a fake, but CTs haven't really caught on to what's happening quite yet.
No, they haven't. I mean, the terrorists, Atletico aren't giving too much away. And as you said, if they do manage to win this one, Atletico, they do go up to that 8th round. They do end up winning the half. And that's exactly what they're going to be looking for here. They are playing a bit aggressively in B, spotted out by Mizu. Jokes taking out Cyb and Mizu. That's a fantastic entry. And now it's a 3 versus 5. 2 coming in from Market. Jokes, crosshair on the sound terrace. He doesn't know it. So close right now, I don't think he realizes. There's the knife coming out. Jokes turning around. 3 HP left. Very unfortunate for M-Swag. I could see where it is going for there. He almost had it too. Now it's going to be a 2 versus 5, and Alpha Sydney, rightfully so, are going to try and save the weapons they have.
I mean, Atletico really just dominating at the moment. Sniper's going to run straight into the crosshair of Buster, and Nickers is going to try and save the weapon, but Buster getting a nice one-tap onto Nickers. And what I was trying to say is Atletico really looking like the Atletico we're used to seeing, you know, the fast, aggressive, opening Angel team, and Alpha Sydney getting caught off guard here. And really, looking at the money for Alpha Sydney, they're going to buy straight into this, but if they lose this round, it's a dire situation.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And in that last round just then, 4 of the Atletico members did actually go down. So we had 2 going down from Buster, and then 1 from the bomb plant and 1 from Demo. Alright, so we're looking at a full buy here from both teams again. So they do have the money somehow. Not how Buster, though, playing quite aggressively onto Sniper does pay off, though. Zedski trades out Demo, so now it's a 4 versus 4. He is still, Buster's still under Palace. He's going to try and get that smoke, use that smoke to try and get out. M-Swag there to back him up, should anything go wrong. The T's, though, they're very spread out.
They are indeed really getting the map control, and Alpha Sydney are pretty much giving it to them. Not really having that one person towards window room there, but finally going to rotate out to help Saib here, which is just sitting. It's actually very aggressive towards B apps, but that's going to be Mizu getting taken down. That's going to be Saib finding one, but can't find any more, and it's going to be Buster left with the AWP, and once again, Alpha Sydney being shut down out of the site and left to opt to save. And looking at the economy here for Alpha Sydney, it is looking really bad. The highest person is M-Swag on 1100. They're going to have that full round loss bonus, but even still, Alpha Sydney struggling against this Atletico T side at the moment.
That they are. They're obviously not going to be able to buy into an AWP for the last round, but they'll still be able to buy into some M4s, a couple of grenades here and there, and if Buster can deal some real damage here, he might end up crippling the Atletico side, although, looking at the money situation on that side, it's not going to be a huge issue for them. After this, they are going to have that 3,500. They're going to go up. Whoa, look at that scroll on the 10,050. They're going to be able to buy for each other.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. I mean, Alpha Sydney struggling at the moment. We saw them, you know, quite convincingly take those 5 rounds in a row, and we really thought that Alpha Sydney could have something into this, because we know that Atletico did pick this. Actually, no, Alpha Sydney did choose Mirage, and Atletico picked the CT side, so this is Alpha Sydney's pick. So if it goes to a half of 5-10, it's really not looking likely they're going to be able to come back, considering the skill-wise we've been seeing from Atletico right now.
That's right, but here comes Buster, managing to take out Niquez right up in the top of mid. Does play very aggressively, it pays off for him though. But the T's, their interest is more in A main and Palace rather than mid. Here comes the push, some M-Swags on site, and now the rotates coming in as well. There are 2 CTs up on the stairs. Jokes knows this, he does spot out Buster, manages to take him out with a headshot. Demo about to peek out. Jokes plays it safe, throws the molly, tries to cut off his route. Now, it's a 3 versus 4 on the site. The bomb hasn't actually gone down yet. It is heading on, though. Saib manages to spot out Jokes. Who has the bomb? I'm going to probably try and fake out a plant here. Try and bait out that person in CT. And it works. He is going to peek out there. So that's Mizu. The bomb does manage to go down. The Mizu throws one molly into the ninja area. Zedski and Scrawl taking out 2 CTs each, and Zedski closing out the round for Atletico. That's going to be 10-5 to Atletico. We're just going to throw to a short break, and we'll be right back with the second half.
Alrighty, so we see Atletico making it 10-5, really dominating Alpha Sydney in that T side of Atletico. So now coming on to the CT side, Alpha Sydney really need to deal some early damage and really put Atletico on the back foot here. But Zetsky getting very aggressive towards top mid, and that's great information for Atletico right now, as they can tell, well, there's no one towards middle. It's either going to be an A or B hit, and as I say this, it's going to be Zetsky and Nickers just pushing up towards B, but Mizu's got a pretty good read on this, as he's just going to stay behind with the Glock, picks up one, spots out Nickers, takes him down to 3 HP with the dink. He's going to come around the corner, and Nickers is going to try and hold his position out, but he's going to get tagged by Mizu, and this is the great start that that Alpha Sydney were looking for.
Yes, Alpha Sydney in a 5 versus 3 situation now. All the CTs are over on the A bomb site, and all the Ts kind of just having a little bit of a chill sesh over in the T apps. Vibes looking to throw some grenades into A, maybe trying to fake out A take. It's looking like it's going to be working too. Yes, here comes the rotate. So we've got Sniper heading through CT. Side making noise with that Glock there, looking around, seeing what he can find. Managed to take out Jokes. What a great shot from him. Now it's a 2 versus 1 on the site, but the terrorists, they're already on B.
Well, look, once they get that early aggression, Alpha Sydney really just have that site completely open to use, and free space really is. We see Sniper coming through mid, but he's going to get caught out from Buster at top mid, and it's just going to be Skrull on 8 HP, trying to clutch out for his team, but that's going to be Demo picking him up, and already that's a great start from Alpha Sydney. Definitely something they need to be leading into, and it's going to be surprising here what Atletico are going to do, rather than if they're going to save or fall straight back into this, because Atletico really dominating on their T side, and yes, they are going to force a couple of pistols and armor on Sniper and Joke, so really going to try and stop Alpha Sydney in their pass, but we're looking at the Alpha Sydney buy here. We got 3 Galils, an AK, and a UMP, so not the kind of buy that we saw from Atletico at the beginning. We saw lots of UMPs, but now we see lots of Galils, and Mizu getting pretty much great control, but they are all coming towards him, and that's going to be Sniper picking up the AK and giving it over to Zetsky, but I'm sure with 13 HP, he's going to drop it over for another player. And Atletico going for that 4-man stack towards the B site, getting aggressive towards apartments, and that's really giving them great information to know that the bomb is rotating towards that A site, and M-Swag picking up Nickez there. And already Atletico down to 2 members, Zetsky and Jokes left, as Buster cleans up Sniper there, and it's going to be a 2v4. Zetsky and Jokes going to try and save the head armor and AK in hand.
Look, these CTs are rotating very, very quickly. We just saw Atletico, all the members rotated over to the B as soon as they spotted out the one player up there. I think it was Mizu. They managed to take Mizu out, but they stay on the B site while the rest of the team go A. And then they're able to get around in that flank position to stop them from getting into the site. And that's been their big mistake. M-Swag there, making noise over at the B site, trying to get the sim picks. Spots out Jokes, manages to take him out, but Zetsky answers right back. And then there's Demo, taking out Zetsky and clearing out the round for another round for Alpha Sydney.
Well, unfortunately there, Atletico trying to hold on to that AK, but just getting pressured from way too many sides. It just means that Atletico aren't going to have much to deal into this next round. Just a flashbang onto Zetsky, and they are going to split the defense, trying not to stack a sights. It's going to be, actually they're going to have 2 going out towards mid, and Sniper just sitting towards underpass there. Not really much of a buy for Atletico, and Alpha Sydney really need to play this well, because although they are only on default pistols, you don't want to get a little bit too overconfident and, realise that Atletico can really deal some damage. And already Nickers getting the first kill towards mid. Sniper spots out M-Swag, but M-Swag cleans them all up, and that's going to be real great economy damage onto Alpha Sydney. As you look at Demo there, 3,700. It's looking fantastic, and they have their full buy already. We are going to see a pause, but already I think great start from Alpha Sydney. What do you think, Luke?
This is a great start. This is the start that Alpha Sydney needed. Looking at the rounds now, they've won all 3 rounds of this half, but we're going to be going into the first gun round now. This is actually a technical pause for Atletico. What do you think of these past few rounds, actually, Dweg? I mean, so far we've seen Alpha Sydney, the most they've lost is 2 players, and they've managed to take out the entire team. There haven't been bomb plants, or rather there have been bomb plants, but the CTs they haven't been able to answer back like Alpha Sydney had.
No, I agree with that. I mean, we saw a dominating start for Alpha Sydney when they were on their CT side, getting 5 in a row. But then, sort of after that, once Atletico started springing some rounds together, it really just shut them down, and they were a little bit confused of how to tackle this attack of Atletico. So now it's hopped on and changed sides. Alpha Sydney coming up with a great start, and we can just see by the economy already that they've got 3 AKs into this round, 1 Galil and a UMP, full sets of armor and utility, and still we got M-Swag on 6,000, Buster on 6,300, and Dimo on 7,300. So really, it's looking great for Alpha Sydney right now.
Yes, it is. And it's been quite an unusual game. We've seen the terrorist side dominating over the counter-terrorist side. Obviously, we saw the 10-5 halftime victory for Atletico from the terrorist side. And now we're seeing Alpha Sydney dominating the second half on their terrorist side. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it's a tough decision because we've only seen the pistol, and really, once you win the pistol, you should win the next 2 rounds. But I mean, Alpha Sydney definitely have room to wiggle here and get some more rounds on the board. I mean, if they can win this round, it's in order for them to take it 10-10 on the board. So, I mean, really anything can happen, and Alpha Sydney at the moment, after seeing that first pistol round of the 2 others, I mean, really have been shutting down Atletico at the moment.
Absolutely. Alrighty, so it looks like the pause has been dropped. We're going to be heading into this round. 10-8 to Atletico right now. Alpha Sydney is catching back up, but let's see if they can pull it through. Looking like a stack over toward the B site. We've got, yep, the terrorists are going to be coming over all into the B apps, walking around in there so they can't be heard. We do have 3 terrorists, CTs though, ready to take them on if they do decide to push. Sniper throwing down the smoke, trying to delay any kind of push. Very good smoke indeed. Buster playing a bit aggressively, not going all the way through the smoke, just looking at the wall there. Dimo managing to see that, but Sniper throwing down another smoke. It must have been someone else who thrown the previous one. And here comes the engage now. 2 kills for each, and Zedzki and Nikes managing to shut this entire thing down in an instant.
Well, look at that. It's only Dimo left in the 1-on-3, sitting behind bench. Does have a couple of flashbangs to use in hand, but look at this. Atletico really turning the tables now and securing that round quite convincingly. I mean, once we saw that Sniper was trying to get that smoke down, but just saw all the terrorists in his face, really it was up to Zedzki and Nikes to have that perfect crossfire and just shut down that push from Alpha Sydney, and that's exactly what happened. But due to the economy being so good and having those Mac 10s and UMPs in the first couple of rounds, we see that they're going to be able to full buy into this with no problem whatsoever. So already Atletico 3 rounds ahead. It's not over till it's over.
That's right, Alpha Sydney have shown that they're capable of doing something here. Let's see if they do pull it out. Mizu pushing heavily through unders, trying to spray through. Zedzki is in there, but isn't tagged down from his fire. Rather, he's taken down from a grenade. M-Swag managing through the smoke to spray Zedzki down. And it's looking like now a 4 versus 5. The CTs so spread out. If the Ts decided to join together, push one site, they could potentially just get the bomb down.
Just look at this information here from Jokes. He's pushed all the way out to A main and just watching the corner and side with the 1 tap onto Scroll. That was lovely. It's now going to be Nikes just sitting across from triple box. Tags down M-Swag to 56 HP, but not being able to damage him enough to be able to take him out. And Nikes looking the other way as Buster comes out of Palace, and it's going to be Sniper here sitting in the kitchen. Spots out Mizu, grabs the AK for himself, and Jokes finally can spot out Buster, takes him down. And already Atletico, although it was a 2v5, they've turned this into a 2v3, and it's actually a doable situation considering that Jokes and Sniper both have AKs. But as I say that, Sybe spots out Jokes coming from A main, and it's just going to be Sniper left. He does have the Molotov in hand, and he's actually going to go for this here. He's going to spot out Dimo first out of anyone just sitting under construction. Can hear him going up the ladder. And actually, I don't think he did hear him because he hasn't even turned around to see if he was there. Sitting at firebox at the moment. But Alpha Sydney really holding this site down well. When Atletico, it really looking not likely at all that they're going to be able to have any success. But maybe he might just hold out and see if the Ts are going to rotate away. Because if they don't know where he is, he doesn't know where they are. And finally, he's going to hold the defuse. They are all swarming the site. 1 second left. Oh! Nightbot almost clutches that out with the Ninja Diffuse, but Alpha Sydney just hanging on there.
Oh, yeah, if you were watching the minimap like I was, you saw Demo as soon as that diffuse sound was played, he was rushing in, he was running. He knew he had to get in, and he does manage to get that kill just in time. I'm not sure how much time was left on that bomb, but it wasn't very much at all. Now, the CTs are forced into a pistol round, and they're all going to stack the B site.
I mean, realistically, I think the pistols splitting up across the map really isn't a setup that works because, I mean, you take the gamble and stack towards the site, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but playing so close to each other with these P250s can really deal some early damage and, you know, shatter Alpha Sydney and really try and get a couple of opening picks, but Sniper getting very aggressive here towards apartments. Hasn't spotted anything out so far. He's just going to drop down and head towards market and probably try and split up across the map, see if he can get these one-on-one duels, but it looks like Alpha Sydney should be able to clean this round up, but 9-11 on the scoreboard. Alpha Sydney are coming back quite hard on their T side.
Yes, they are, and this should be their right round to win. Looking at the buy, they've got 3 AKs, an AWP, and a UMP against pistols. There's also a 4 versus 5, and the A site, which is what they seem to be going for, only has one player, and it's Sniper there with the P250. If they can take out Sniper, they'll be able to enter onto their site, and it's looking like Buster would have just heard him. And Buster taking out the shot. Buster does manage to take Sniper out with the headshot. The rotate's coming on, but it's going to be too late. The bomb is going to be able to go down.
The bomb is just going to go down. 35 seconds left on the clock. Nikes, Skrull, and, well, just Nikes and Skrull now, as it's just going to be Nikes left with the USPS. Really, you know, they're dealing damage to this Alpha Sydney side, but really not managing to connect any kills, as that's going to be it. Side cleaning up Nikes, and Alpha Sydney closing this out to 1 round, considering that they were 5-10 down at the half. I mean, realistically, after this bye, if Atletico lose this, Alpha Sydney can take the lead here.
Yeah, that's right. They're in a very dangerous position now. Alpha Sydney actually showing up a little bit. I mean, from the get-go, we didn't expect Alpha Sydney to get too many rounds on Atletico, especially considering that Alpha Sydney... Oh, this is Alpha Sydney's map, so we were expecting a little bit. But honestly, the skill, pure skill on the Atletico side, I was expecting maybe a little bit of a easier game for Atletico, but Alpha Sydney showing them why they're good. It's a 3 versus 3 now. There have been trades on either side, and the terrorists have almost instant bomb site B control.
They do indeed. It's just going to be Nikes and Jokes coming from the market area, trying to delay this bomb, as Nikes is the first one to come out, sitting behind the wall, does spot out M-Swag and takes him down. Also, I think he just spotted out Buster from the side there, as Demo spots out Zedski and takes him out, but Nikes picking up Buster, so they're now going to turn this on to a 2v1. Atletico in their favour. The bomb has been planted, but Demo with the Tech 9 has taken out Jokes, because Demo is on the AWP, but Nikes doesn't have a kit, and he's actually going to get taken out by the Tech 9 there. And Alpha Sydney tying up 11-11, and looking at the economy here from Atletico, it is not looking good at all. We see 3,100, the highest amount of money, and that's going to be Nikes. So once again, they're going to have to eco here, and Alpha Sydney's bank is just going to be able to continue growing, as we see 3 AKs, an AWP, and an ump into this round, full utility and head armor. And once again, we're going to see a stack towards the A side. First time Atletico have stacked towards the A side, but Zikez manages to pick up one, Skrull picks up another. So these P250s making work, and, well, Nikes just team kills Skrull by accident, but already making this a 2v2 situation.
That could have been a very brutal mistake there for Atletico, getting the team kill. It's put it into a 2 versus 2 with very minimal utility, and, or no utility in fact, just the one HE grenade. Sniper does catch Buster off guard. Doesn't manage to kill him, but does tag him down a little bit, but now they have the information. They know they're going B. The rotate is on Sniper, jumping straight through, man-moding that site, but gets instantly shut down by Buster. Nikes, that HE grenade could do work. It does manage to take out Buster. So their one little piece of utility does come through. Now he has a flashbang from another corpse. M-Swag's looking the wrong way. He doesn't know where Nikes is coming from. Caught off guard, Nikes does manage to clutch the round out, and will get the defuse for the 12-11 to Atletico.
Well, Atletico really showing their ground there, considering only having pistols into that stack really working out well, and Alpha Sydney getting caught off guard by the amount of people there were towards that A bomb site. Really weren't expecting that, and once again, already pretty much 10 seconds into the round after conjunction was spotted out, it turned into a 2v2 and Atletico managed to seal it like an envelope, and 12-11 Atletico finally take the lead back. But look at this, Atletico's buy looking quite solid. Finally the AWP onto Zedski. But Atletico really need to deal some damage in order to break Alpha Sydney here and not give them any more rounds. But as I say this, Nikes does spot out M-Swag crossing over to short, just flicked him off by the smoke, but Skrull picks up another one. So Atletico really taking damage into this round so far. The bomb is just going to be dropped by the T's just outside the top of mid. So really trying to get some map aggression. We see Mizu here just sitting under window room. I don't think any of the CTs expect him to be here as of yet. But Skrull just sitting in ladder room. Mizu, if he gets the right timing, could catch him off guard. But he's going to try and make his way to connector. And Dimo picks up Skrull there. And it's now going to be turned into a 3v4. Alpha Sydney really need to dig deep into this round.
They do. It's as you said, it's a 3 versus 4. This is completely doable for them. They can get the man advantage onto a site. It looks like they're maybe going to try and commit toward the B push, and that's going to be the correct decision for them. Jokes and Sniper both on A, but the rotate's going to be coming out. Maybe they heard something. The T's, they're going to start dropping back. They do have only 40 seconds to play with, so they're going to need to commit to a site very, very soon. The CTs, but two of them, it's going to be Nikes and Sniper, both in very central positions. They're ready for the rotates. Yep, and here comes the push onto A now. The terrorists, only two of them. We've only got Buster and Mizu, I believe. Yep, Mizu, that's right. Heading toward A main. Dimo making noise over at the B side. He's going to force the rotate out from Nikes, and now it's only going to be Jokes left here. Jokes spots out the bomb, does get the bomb down, but Mizu gets the entry to site. Sniper taking out Dimo. Now it's a 1 versus 2 situation. Nikes in a good position. Mizu is going to be able to get the bomb plant, though.
Well, 26 HP left. Tries to connect the spray down with Sniper, but with HP like that, really just can't finish the clutch. But Atletico taking this 13-11 now. It's looking quite dire for Alpha Sydney. Looking at the economy here, it's looking okay. They will be able to buy into this. But the only problem is Side with $50. He's going to struggle here, but it's going to be... They'll be able to get some rifles into this, but definitely not the full buy setup that they were hoping for. And I mean, Atletico, 2 rounds up, they're really showing us that potential that we saw from them when they were on their T side. So really, Atletico have what it takes to close it out quite shortly.
The 2 CT rounds we've seen previously have been so close. I mean, the first round 8 was just 1 kill. 1 person remaining on the Atletico side, and then the second one there was 2 people. So Atletico cutting it very, very fine, but still managing to clutch out those rounds. It's going to be very costly on the economy for them, though. They do have a decent buy, though. As you said, the 4M4s and the AWP on Zedski there. Something that Alpha Sydney don't really have. They've got the 3 AKs and 2 Tech 9s. We've seen this buy work previously in the night. They are going to be stacking onto that A main area, throwing the utility out, and it's going to be a simple A main take for them. M-Swag spots out Jokes, can't connect any shots. Jokes, a fantastic flick, taking out 2 players there and dropping back. His work there is done. He goes in for some more, takes out Side. And Dim takes out Nikes. But Jokes gets taken out by Dim as well, and Mizu taking out Sniper. They've just turned this on the head.
They have indeed. They brought it. Jokes picking up a triple, and then automatically Alpha Sydney completely shutting down Atletico, taking it into a 2-on-2. The only problem is it's Dimo with the bomb, 9 HP. The bomb is going to get planted, but Skrull just aiming a little bit too high for the wallbang as Dimo stays alive, and Mizu coming from the left side of the boxes towards A main. He's going to reload, 79 HP. Zedski with the CB is going to catch Dimo and takes him down, and Atletico are going to tie it up, and look at that, they're going to make it 14-11. And Atletico, they're on the home straight now.
They are. The teamwork played in that at the end of that last round just there. They did manage to take out both terrorists almost at the same time. It was quite beautiful, almost art.
Well, just look at Dimo here. He is pretty much the hard carry for Alpha Sydney. 28 and 15. That is incredible stats for Alpha Sydney, and most of the other members are just letting low on the KD, but unfortunately Alpha Sydney, although such an amazing performance from Dimo, they aren't connecting the rounds together that are needed to pull it back. But 14-11, looking at the buy from Alpha Sydney, 2 Tech 9s, 2 AKs and a Galil. They do have lots of utility to use into this site, and I guess the best thing is Nickez has already been dropped down to 48 HP as they do spot out to the CT towards his B bomb side as Saib spots out Nickez. And finally, Saib is going to go for the hunt on Skrull here and spots him out as well. So already Alpha Sydney opening up this bomb site.
Saib doing some fantastic work to open up that bomb site. Now the rotates coming from the CTs. Very slow though. Jokes managing to take out Mizu, pushing on, doesn't spot out M-Swag. M-Swag taking him out through the bench. Now Zedski pretty much on his own there. Sniper on 1 HP. He's going to try and drop back and save that UMP. Maybe he's going to look for some exits as the terrorists are going to go on a hunt here. Going to try and stick together. Sniper's peeking out with 1 HP. The headshot from Buster, overkill, but still a kill nonetheless. Now it's all on Zedski. He needs to try and save that AWP if he wants any hope of buying into the next round. He does manage to take out one. The Glock's coming in though from Saib. And there it is, Saib with the 3K. Pretty much winning that round for his team.
Pretty much is, you know, the word you can use, because he really was the heavy damage dealer into that round. And Alpha Sydney only 2 rounds from tying up the scoreboard and looking for the buy of Athletico. It's so damaged them that they've been reset here that they're only going to have to be ecoing and having pistols. So really, Alpha Sydney should be able to take another round on the board. M-Swag with the UMP and 4 sets of AKs across the borders. The CTs get very aggressive, and Sniper takes out Mizu there, and M-Swag picks up another one, but the CTs are now coming from all different directions, underpass and from apartments, as Saib is the only one near this B bomb site, and they're going to try and rotate towards A, but Athletico, these pistols are doing work at the moment. Zedski getting caught out in Firebox, and the Molotov has come in, and Buster almost missing the spray, gets tagged down to 6 HP. And it's now going to be Demo spotting out Jokes. The smoke's coming over the top. Nickez trying to come from connector here. Does have the perfect angle for the Molotov, but unfortunately the smoke blocks it off for him. And it looks like Alpha Sydney are now going to rotate either towards middle or the B site. Playing mind games with Athletico at the moment is Buster is actually going to hold his place towards Palace there, and obviously just try and see if they can bait out Athletico into any slight movements.
Yeah, that's right. They've still got the 2 players, CTs, rather the Athletico side, have 2 players over on that A-bomb side. They're still a bit cautious. They don't know whether or not they've dropped back or not. And Buster's going to pretty much confirm what they're thinking, that it's going to be A, but it's not. They're heading toward the B site. Athletico is slowly starting to realize this. They do have 1 player, it's Jokes, in mid. Just seeing if he can spot out any sort of rotation through unders. See if you're covering their connector. Here comes Buster though. Buster's moving onto the site very quietly, while the other 2 moving onto a completely unoccupied B site. They don't realize it. Buster's actually made it all the way through the site without being seen, and now he's going to head through CT. They won't know that. This is looking like a fantastic round for Alpha Sydney. Buster's going to catch Skrull off guard. He does manage to take him out. Now they know where he is, though. He is on 6 health. He's a very, very dangerous target here. Nickez, though, he's going to try and push him, potentially. No armor, though, with the UMP. He could be easily taken out.
Well, look at that. It was almost a case of Buster getting dropped down on 6 HP, having a very aggressive angle towards Skrull there, but winning the duel as Demo spots out Jokes, trying to make his way from apartments, and it's all going to be up to Nickez with the UMP. No armor in hand, 37 HP. It looks like Alpha Sydney is going to pick this up and make it 14-13, surviving with 3 AKs if Buster can keep himself alive as Nickez gets spotted out. And already Saib is going to drop him down, and Alpha Sydney saving 3 weapons into that round is going to be great for the economy. But look at this from Athletico. Their economy isn't looking that great on Sniper and Nickez, so they're going to force into this. Couple of M4s. They're not going to have the full utility usage needed. I don't know if Nickez, yes, he's going to go for the FAMAS here. So Athletico really full buying into this round and seeing if this is the last do or die situation. Either they win or lose this round, but either way, it's not looking great for Athletico, because Alpha Sydney have the complete full buy, 5 sets of AKs across the board, as Nickez getting very aggressive from stairs to connector and catching Saib looking the other way, and he's actually going to try and repick this as Mizu is caught in the underpass, gets tagged down to 78 HP, but Nickez running into the flames gets brought down to 9 HP, and Alpha Sydney turning this into a 3-on-5, so Athletico really dealing the early damage.
Yeah, they are. And now Atletico have the advantage in this one, and they need to win this round. As you said, they're forced into this one, which is I thought was a bit questionable, as they weren't going to have money to buy into the next one. They would have taken it into overtime after that. But no, they're actually making this buy work. It's now a 5 versus 3 that everyone's stuck in mid right now. They are being held off a bit by Scrawl there. Scrawls are looking down from short into mid by the looks of things. No worries. And it looks like they're about to head up short now. They're going to run into the hands of Scrawl. Here comes Scrawl now. Getting one, getting two. And M-Swag managing to take him out. But now it's looking great for Atletico. Zedski cleaning up after Scrawl. Finishing it up 15-13. Atletico's on match point now.
They are indeed, and I mean, Alpha Sydney are going to try and buy into this as much as they can, only managing to pick up 3 AKs and 2 Tech 9s, but Atletico really just need to try and hold on to this defense on this CT side, because what is working for them is working right now, but we've seen such a comeback from Alpha Sydney, being down 5-10 at the half, really seeing great plays from them, slight mistakes here and there, but overall, I mean, considering a team like Atletico, I think they've done very well for the score half that they've had so far. But it looks like Niquez is just going to be picking up 2 as he's in connector with the AK spray down, and already Atletico dealing heavy damage into this round. It's only going to be M-Swag, Cybe, and Buster left to be able to clutch it out, and the bomb looks like it's being in this A main area as Joke spots out M-Swag. Buster trades it out. Zetsky gets another, and already Atletico, they are making this a GG, and they're going to take the match 16-13. So we will be right back, just having a short break.
Sydney go very well on Mirage, just narrowly missing out on that. I think it was 16-12, 16-13 from memory.
16-13 it was.
16-13, yeah. We did see Alpha Sydney actually perform quite well against Atletico, who on the leaderboard is currently coming tied second, I believe, now with Avant-Garde after their show up just previously tonight. So Alpha Sydney potentially could actually take this one out.
Yeah, so obviously Atletico, it's their map pick. They've only had a couple of games here on Inferno, but just knowing how strong Atletico are in the scene in general, you'd have to say this is looking like, no matter what, it's their pick. They're very unlikely to lose on it. Now, obviously, Inferno, it can be quite useful to use your AWPs right. Now, obviously, we do know that Zedski, their main AWPer, obviously for Atletico, he's got the support of Nikez a little bit as well. Do you think we're going to be seeing, I suppose, a double AWP setup a couple of times on this map?
I mean, I think we would do because, you know, there's so many different passages to get into the site. You can really, where Sniper is right now, or to Arch side, you can hold your aggressive AWPs there, and it's a map where if you make that opening shot or miss it, there's really a chance for you to fall back and easily rotate towards another angle. So, I mean, I feel like we're going to see more of a double AWP setup on this map, considering we would on Mirage, but at the same time, Atletico did choose this map, so I am expecting them to, you know, pounce at the start and really just put Alpha Sydney on the back foot and really just show Atletico their strengths.
So obviously we will have Alpha Sydney starting on the CT side here on Inferno. Not a bad choice from them. We've seen it work out most of these maps previously. I think that we're going to be having quite the good matchup on our hands. And you know what? I'm going to let Mr. Sir Boris here, you're going to take us away into this pistol round.
Too easy. So we are heading into the pistol round now. Alpha Sydney is starting on that CT side, as this obviously is Atletico's map pick. They get to choose their side. They're taking the CT side. A good side to start on for the pistol round. Obviously, you have that fantastic USPS. We do have a little bit of utility coming out on Buster. The Molly potentially going toward that banana area. No, he is taking it over to mid. With the other players, we have full armor up against those blocks, and we have a full rush onto the banana coming out here. M-Swag and Side all trying to take these out. Jokes and Sniper taking out picks equally. So now it's a 3 versus 2. The second counter-terrorists are too far away from the site. The bomb is going to go down. This is looking like a great start for Atletico already.
Well, it's just Buster and Mizu left to be able to try and retake this site. I'm not sure if they did buy a kit or not, but that's going to be Mizu picking up Jokes already. So that's going to be Sniper just rotating around the fountain. Does get tickled out down to 17 HP. And Sniper managing to pick up that kill. It's just going to be Buster left. But Zedski does spot him out. And already Atletico do take that round. And it's actually quite interesting to see that they really just went for that Glock train up banana. And just caught Alpha Sydney off guard. Really lackluster. And those USPSs not doing that well in that short range situation compared to the Glocks.
My God, this is Atletico's map pick, and if they don't rush that banana first round, then they're not asserting their authority correctly. We do have now the Atletico side potentially going for another pick up banana. They're playing quite much more passively than they did last round, of course. They do have that buy, though, the UMPs, the AKs, and the Max 10 that they don't really want to give up to the Alpha Sydney side. Alpha Sydney, though, they have bought into armor and 5-7, so they have a potential to win this round. Quite a large potential as well.
Well, look, they do have that UMP, a couple of pistols, and armor on all players, so really trying to deal some early damage. And we see M-Swag getting boosted up on top of the flower pots there, a new addition to this Inferno. But once again, those Deagles, we've seen how fantastic they can be if used in the right situation. As we see Sniper coming from Arch side with that Mac 10 coming real fast and aggressive. Going into library, picks up Mizu and drops him down. And it's going to be Dimo spotting out Sniper there in the library and just one-taps him with the 5-7. Turns around the 180 shot, picks up another one. And Side also picks up one to his name. Has been Nikez and Zedski left, and already Alpha Sydney have turned this into a 2v3, and Nikez is on 17 HP, so already we see these pistols doing very high damage and very good work.
That's Australian CS at its finest. If you don't win the eco rounds, then you're obviously not an Australian team. M-Swag is going to drop back with that UMP. Looks like the bomb is heading toward the B side, and they figured that out. Nikez ready on the flank, ready to take out Dimo. And now it's just Saib left. Saib knows that Nikez is around there, knows that he's heavily tagged. Nikez, though, has jumped up onto that little ivy area. Zetsky trying to spray him down, but can't land the shots. Saib does manage to tag him down to 20, so this is absolutely doable for him. They're both so heavily tagged. Saib does... Oh, Saib with the double kill manages to pick up the AK, and most likely going to get that defuse over there. No kit, but he does have the time to defuse that one. That's going to be the first round over to Alpha Sydney.
Well, I mean, my math just hit the floor because that was such an amazing clutch. I mean, really, the other CT could have been anywhere, and he decides that because Zetsky's pushed up, that he's going to be on top of the flower bed there, and really, Alpha Sydney clutching out that round, and we can see how effective those pistols can be in the right situations, and already it sees that Atletico are going to save for the complete 5 Glocks. Oh, now they're going to buy up, and they're going to get a couple of pistols into this round, but Alpha Sydney, 3 UMPs, an AK and an M4, that was quite a round we just saw just then.
Yes, it was. It was quite a gamble shooting up onto that little ivy area, but it paid off in the end. Now we're seeing that Dimo is sort of playing around in that CT area. It looks like the call has been made that there's some around Archers. Almost runs straight into the hands of Sniper before deciding to pull back. Sniper is tagged down to 95, so a little bit of a tag, but not a massive tag. It looks like they're trying to push the A. Doesn't realize Saib's up on the balcony. Saib takes out Zetsky, Mizu taking out Nikez. And now it's a 3 versus 5. The bomb is heading up Banana. Buster spots this out. Jokes, taking out Jokes with the UMP headshot. And now the bomb's dropped in the Banana. The terrorists can't really get that. That's covered.
Well, Sniper just got caught off guard looking the other way, and that was really just a cleanup from Alpha Sydney. No damage dealt to Alpha Sydney whatsoever, considering that they bought pistols and armor on a couple of players. They really didn't have much into it, and now we are going to see the first buy round, and Alpha Sydney looking like they're going to keep these UMPs up against 4 AKs and a UMP on the side of Atletico. A lot of utility to use for the Atletico side. Definitely not the full buy that they're looking for, but a decent amount in order to deal some early damages. We see the nades once again coming from Banana, being thrown deep as Sniper's doing this one-man show, trying to entry onto this B bomb site as the bomb has been dropped outside of T spawn, as the T's are just trying to get a little bit of map control and control them where the CTs are going to be pressured from.
You're absolutely right. Now, the terrorists, they're quite spread out at the moment. Obviously you've got Jokes in the back of apps there, but you've got 3 in mid. So you've got 1 terrorist going toward either site, trying to get information, maybe trying to get an entry. And then from there, they'll be able to deploy from the mid position, and that's a fantastic strategy, especially since the CTs aren't playing aggressively. They're playing quite passively, right back in their corners. You've got 1 in pit, 1 just underneath the balcony. M-Swag, though, pushing up a little bit further than his teammates, does spot out Zetsky with the sound of his footsteps. Zetsky trying to fake him out, but M-Swag's having none of it, tries to spray through the smoke. Doesn't manage to connect any shots, but he's made the call. There are still 3 over there at B. Buster is ready to rotate should the call be made. He is closest to the A site on the B site. But so far, Atletico haven't made any noise.
Well, we see Saib just sitting behind the hay barrel here, having a really close lineup, pulling out the Molotov in hand as
he does pull out the Molotov, but gets taken out. Zetsky taking out side there. Mizu taking out a nice headshot on Scroll, but Nick has trading him straight out. And now the bomb site belongs to those terrorists. They're going to be able to get into fantastic afterplant positions. Only 10 seconds left on the clock there from the defuse. They got that down in the nick of time.
They did indeed. Alpha Sydney having to try and retake the site now. 3 on 3. We do have the HP advantage towards Alpha Sydney. The Molotovs are going to start coming in, but Buster has been flashed from his own teammate. On the kit area, does spot out 1, connects it with Dimo. It's all going to be up to Buster, and Zetsky left, and Zetsky wins the clutch with 16 HP and picking up the triple for the round. So Atletico really turning the tables now and putting Alpha Sydney back on the back foot.
Zetsky had a great afterplan position, but he wasn't called out. I'm not sure what happened with Alpha Sydney. Quite potentially a miscommunication there from the Alpha Sydney side. But nonetheless, the round has gone to Atletico. Now it's a 2 for 2. Quite even. Again, we're seeing even sides, but Atletico may be able to pull ahead with this one. Although the buyers looking on both sides, they've got mostly SMGs on the Atletico side, so they're going to have to make some nice plays.
Well, looking at Sniper there, he's decided to go with the Mac 10, and The only reason for that is trying to deal some early damage, because there definitely was a lot of money on Nikes, so he really could have dropped a Galil over to him, but he's decided to go with the Mac 10 into this round. And 2-2, Atletico really have the time left to be able to spread out across the map and see if they can get to map territory in order to check where they want to go towards the site. So already we see Atletico spotting out Mizu there, and that is going to be the opening kill going into Atletico's favour, as that bomb has still been dropped out at the bottom of Banana, but still getting great map control. And we see the CTs one towards B, and that's going to be M-Swag. He is going to get help from Buster coming towards CT, but the bomb looks like it is going to make its way to the B bomb site. Lots of utility to use from Atletico. And look at this already. It is going to be a close engagement.
Yes, it is. Here comes the push now. M-Swag in a fantastic position, ready to take out any of the terrorists pushing in. He has killed one, take out Sniper, and tagged down the rest. Nikes on 23 and Skrull on 13. They're so low right now, but they're still getting the kills. Zetsky does manage to push into the site, but doesn't manage to get a kill. Skrull's pushing in behind, takes out M-Swag. Now it's a 1 versus 2. Demo does have a chance to do this, although everyone on the team's quite low right now. He takes out Nikes, not before the bomb is planted though, and now does give Skrull a chance to get into an after-plant position. Is he going to take it though? He's going to try and move into the dark and does manage to get a great headshot onto Demo, closing out the round for Atletico, making it a 3-2.
Well, you see Atletico once again showing us how they can play, and really that after plant situation, turning it into a one-on-one. Atletico reading it like a book, and Alpha Sydney's economy not looking that great whatsoever, so they are just going to opt for the save, having one HE grenade onto M-Swag, and that is going to be it. It looks like they are just going to try and get some early aggression towards the B bomb site, but Nikes does pick up Mizu, and Skrull also picking up another onto side.
Skrull picking up a second one there, and Sniper. Wasn't even able to see that, but he does do some work with that Mac 10, taking out 2 players, closing out the round very quickly for the Atletico. That was one of the fastest rounds we've seen tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd counter that round to pretty much how they played the pistol. I mean, really, Alpha Sydney only having pistols, it's definitely not likely that they're going to get many kills, but having not really any damage dealt whatsoever is just a sign that Atletico really just playing really well at the moment. I mean, they're really spreading out across the map. They're not giving too much territory, but as I say that, Mizu managed to make his way all the way down to mid, picks up 1 kill, and finally gets traded out by Skrull, and Skrull getting the wall bang into apartment. It's going to be M-Swag putting down Banana here, turning it back into a 2-on-2. The only problem with Atletico right now is the HP. Sniper on 22 and Skrull on 2 HP. They do have the utility to use, but Buster does spot out Skrull. Skrull is going to pick up the bomb, but M-Swag, looking at his face, does take him down. And Alpha Sydney picking up a round, and finally, it doesn't look like Atletico is going to take much more.
No, yeah, Atletico's starting to pull ahead. It is still quite a close match. We're looking at a buy coming out from the Alpha Sydney side. Got a couple of UMPs, a Mag 7 on Buster. Buster potentially going to be taking that, over to that Banana area. But full AKs and full utility over on the Atletico side. This round could go either way. If they do decide to push that Banana area, we could see a repeat of what happened in our first match and see someone go off over on the Banana, but they are spreading out their forces, Atletico. They've got most of them over at the apps, one on the Banana in tree area, ready for someone to push, and then you've also got Nikes over there, ready to back up Zetsky. Should he require it. They are making a bit of noise over in the apps, trying to force a rotate out, but M-Swag and Buster are having none of it. They're just going to be sitting there waiting for someone to push that Banana. Vibe dropping back from his position in that side hall there. Just in time to miss Jokes, unfortunately, so he does know potentially that someone's there, just not how many. He does make that call, but no rotators come out. Now we're seeing a potential take onto the B site.
Well, we do see the T's, even though the bomb looks like it's going to make its way to the B bomb site. We have Buster tucked so close to the wall, and Zetsky's going to check it straight away. And he manages to pull the trigger, but not in time, as Zetsky blows his face off. And it's just going to be Zetsky entering for this site, and finally picks up M-Swag, and it's now going to be a 3-on-5 retake, as Demo does find Jokes, but it looks like the CTs aren't going to go for it here and just try and going to save these weapons and bring them into the next round. But looking at this from Athletico, looking at the money situation from them, it's not looking that great. So if they do go for the hunt, they shouldn't bring too many players with them, because we do know that Alpha Sydney may be able to take a couple of members for Athletico down if they do try and hunt out the weapons. But it's a strange tactic from Alpha Sydney. Although they've saved 3 weapons, they're going to try and opt to save here. I mean, really, they could have gone for it here. Zetsky's been dropped down to 26 HP, but really just not taking their chances. Want to play it safe at the moment.
I think saving was the correct idea for them. Look, it was a 3 versus 4. They were too far away from the site. They would not be able to get on before the Athletico side would have been able to get into some very nice after plant positions. As we know, there's dark, there's new box, there's construction. They could have been anywhere. So saving was the right idea for them there. And they are able to save 3 guns, and then 3 of their members can buy for the other 2. But in the end, they are able to get away with another buy. A couple of pieces of armor, a couple of helmets here and there, spread amongst the team. But looking at the Athletico side, they do have the AKs, the full utility, and they didn't lose too many players. They only lost 1 player last round. So they still have quite a bit of money building up.
Oh, that indeed is Zetsky sitting behind the wall once again, getting the first kill onto Buster, but side does trade out, and trade's coming all across the board, and Sniper picks up M-Swag, getting sprayed down through the smoke. What a shot that was from Sniper there, and already we see the bomb site completely open, and Athletico realized this and just charging straight through. Demo is the only one there in a close situation. He's coming from CT. Zetsky just sitting in connector here. Sniper has planted for CT. He's just going to fall back towards the coffins area and also come towards construction. So a 2-on-2 situation. Saib needing to come and back up Demo. But look at this. Alpha Sydney, the nades are coming in. Takes down Sniper to 34 HP, but Sniper wins that opening duel. It's now going to be Demo versus Sniper. Sniper on 34 HP as Demo gets tagged to 15 with a nade in his hand. And Sniper cleans up. And look at that, Athletico taking it to 6 rounds. So really promising stuff from Athletico right now.
Especially considering they're starting out on the T side. They're doing quite well. This is their map pick, as we have discussed before, so their dominance is expected, but the T side on Inferno has never been particularly strong. So to see them pulling ahead like this, 6 ahead, or rather 3 ahead, 3 to 6, is fantastic to see. We do see nothing coming out on the CT side. There's actually nothing. There is a few P250s. We've got on Mizu and Saib. That's it. They've still got the same buy coming out from Athletico, and Athletico have the money to buy again and again.
Well, they do indeed. You're looking at their economy. It's looking so solid at the moment, and that's only because those UMPs have been doing work, and they have won 2 rounds in a row, and 3 before that, other than being reset by Alpha Sydney. But Demo trying to pull in a couple of USP shots, takes him down. That's going to be Mizu cleaning up the damage, and Zetsky taking out 1. Skrull and Jokes both getting a kill for themselves. It's all going to be Buster left. Not much he can do in this situation. As long as he can get near Zetsky, he could force out a kill, but he's just going to sit in a little corner here, and Skrull is looking like he's going to approach him. He gets tagged down, but not managing to finish it off. And Athletico now pulling ahead by 4 rounds, and looking at the economy of Alpha City, they're going to be able to full buy into this, not completely armor utility usage, but Athletico really pulling the reins on the reindeers at the moment and really pulling ahead strong.
Yeah, absolutely. For the last 2 to 3 rounds, Athletico have had that same buy. They've had the 5 AKs, they've had the full utility, and they've had the Glocks. They haven't upgraded their pistols. And I think the CTs are starting to realize this. None of them have bought helmets. They've all saved the money, or none of them actually had money for helmets, but they have made the investment into utility rather than that helmet for a good reason. Saib actually managing to take out Nikaz through the wall there. Now it's a 4 versus 5, still doable for the terrorists. They're looking to push very aggressively out here onto B. They've got the smokes down, but they don't know M-Swag's up on top of that box there. They're looking up there. M-Swag up on the flowers, does manage to take him out. Still alive too. I don't think oh no, he has been taken out. M-Swag is still alive. Brawl jumping up, taking him out, and going to put the bomb down right in the smoke. It's now 2 versus 3. The bomb has gone down. They're going to have a chance to get into those after plant positions. Smoke, not just not covering that area there, so Saib is actually able to see him. A bit of an aggressive peek there from Jokes. Does get taken out, and now Demo As the angle misses the shot, Scrawl has a chance to get this back. He knows where one of them knows. Gets flashed out by Saib though, and Saib taking him out. That'll be one more round to Alpha Sydney.
What a round from Alpha Sydney it was right there. I mean, really clean execution. We saw Demo missing a couple of AWP shots, but really having that perfect crossfire with his teammates and the perfect utility usage, really shutting down Athletico there on the retake. And yeah, that advantage going straight into their favour at the beginning of the round, as we saw one of Alpha Sydney members being boosted up on top of the plant boxes. So already Alpha Sydney trying to deal some damage and bringing it back. And well, just look at Sniper here. He's gone for the P90.
An interesting decision, especially, let's have a look at his money real quick. Sniper, he has 1,500. He would have been better off, in my opinion, with that at UMP. The UMP gives, has almost a higher damage output. The P90 has a slightly higher. His Buster taking out Sniper, but it also gives more kill reward, which is something that they really need right now. Have a really quick B execute here. All the counter-terrorists are still alive, and now Buster doing work here, taking out 3 members. M-Swag managed to take out the 4th. That's a very clean round from Alpha Sydney.
Well, considering that the buy Athletico just had, they got completely shut down by Buster just then. So already Alpha Sydney only 2 rounds from tying it up with Athletico, and looking at the buy from them right now, you know, 4,700 is the highest person that's on Scroll, so they're just going to decide to go for a couple of pistols, some armor onto Jokes, armor on Zedski, a couple of utility usage. But Athletico really need to hold their ground here, as Alpha Sydney look like they are going to come back into this round for 3 AKs, an M4 and an AWP for the side of Alpha Sydney, as we see Athletico, even with this pistol setup, really spreading out across the map and seeing if they can get some map territory.
Considering the positions on the leaderboard for the ESL AU NZ Championship, Alpha Sydney, they're currently on the bottom right now with 3 wins and 7 losses, and Athletico, they're coming second. They've now got 9 wins as of last map. And the fact that this game is so close just speaks the words that Alpha Sydney, they're having a fantastic night. Even though they are down 2 rounds right now, they're doing fantastically. And as we can see, Saib does put out Zedski there. Manages to tag him down a little bit, not too much, down to 64. Does pull back, though, into Boiler. Bomb is currently down over at the T stairs, probably there for safekeeping, just seeing if they can get some picks. And the CTs look like they've stacked toward the A site.
Well, it does look like 3 of the CTs towards that A bomb site, and it looks like the execute is going to come out towards this B bomb site. All of the T's. We see Zedski lining up the smoke towards Connector. I'm pretty sure that is. No, actually, that's for the crossover towards CT. And the flashes finally come in over the top. Tech 9's in hand. Buster getting tagged down, 67 HP. They finally split out M-Swag, but can't connect the kill, as M-Swag and Buster making damage. But Nick is actually picking up a double into that round. It's just going to be up to him left in a 1-on-3. 67 HP, the bomb is planted. He only has body armor, no head armor on him whatsoever. No utility usage either, but all of the CTs are going to just try and charge him down, and he gets taken out by the 5-7 here. But like you said before, the 3 and 7 Alpha Sydney are at the moment, and they are on the bottom of the leaderboard. And I mean, 3 and 8, sorry. It's not exactly like they're playing badly against Athletico. Athletico are definitely a team that I would say have a higher skill-wise set level to Alpha Sydney, but considering those statistics, it's not like a whitewash that Athletico have completely drowned them out of the game.
Yeah, and that's exactly what, well, some of us were expecting. I did think this was going to be a close match, and so far it's proving to be. That being said, Alpha Sydney are currently on the CT side. On the CT side, obviously, you do want a bit of a further lead, but you know what? Alpha Sydney, they're not doing too badly. Vibe, in his usual position, watching that apps area, seeing if anyone's pushing out. Jokes is there, but he is going to be on the aggressive now. He's moving quite slowly, though. May decide to pull back just before Jokes actually peaks. The bomb is currently down at the bottom of the banana. It's going to be moving up mid. Like they're going to be trying A execute, see if they can find any picks over there. But right now, the CTs are majoritarily over there. You've got Demo in the library, and then you've got 2 over there in the pit. You've got Mizu and Saib, all of which are ready to defend this site with their life.
Absolutely. I mean, it seems that pretty much every round now on the CT side, that FST are playing this triple A take, and it means that one of the players can easily rotate between B and A, and that's Dimo there in library with that AWP as Skrull gets a very nice shot onto Sibes there, but it gets taken out by Mizu, but Nikes finally with the trade, but Dimo with the AWP shots from library makes it a 3v3 and levels out the playing field, as it's just going to be Buster, M-Swag and Dimo left. They do have utility to use, and Zedski's on this B bomb site. So he is going to try and hold out the flank and finally spots out Buster, but Buster taken down to 42 HP. Dimo trying to look towards the pit area, but can't find any people whatsoever. He's going to try and come with his teammates behind him. M-Swag coming in from our side. Bomb has been ticking. They finally have spotted out Jokes and Sniper. The cross sections have been going on, and that is going to be Athletico taking their 8th round. Only one more round left.
That's right, and now they have secured this half. Last round now, 6-8 to Athletico. Look, Athletico are going to want to try and get to this to the 9-8, especially on the T side. They're going to want to try and get it there, but Alpha Sydney wants to try and close the gap, and they've got the buy to do it. They have the AWP and Dimo. They've got the 4 M4s up against, again, the 5 AKs. No AWP on the Athletico side. Was it just that they didn't have the money to get it? Or, yeah, that looks to be the case.
It seems to be a common strategy on a map like Inferno. The AWPs only start dealing damage and kill sort of midway into the round. It never seems that the AWP kills are the first engagements. It always seems that they're sort of holding back and waiting for the retake situations or the post-plant situations that they really start to shine. And we see it once again that Dimo on that AWP really been showing up tonight in this map and the last map with the AWP, really the star fragger for Alpha Sydney on the AWP, but we see Zedski getting boosted up on top to the B banana, but look at that, Jokes finally picking up Cybers. He tries to pop flash himself around the corner, but Jokes almost spotted out another one. That's going to be Muzu trying to cross his way towards Pit, and Demu finally picks up the kill onto Zedski and already even trades across the board.
That's right. Now it's a 4 versus 4 situation. The terrorists looking to push into the A site. They've got 2 terrorists over there, 2 counter-terrorists, sorry, one at library and one in the pit area. Jokes looking to pick down through the balcony here. He's pop flashing himself out. He's going to jump down, spot out Mizu. Managed to get the pick, turn around, spots out Buster, but doesn't get to connect the pick. Skrull there, though, to clean that up. And Dimo getting taken out by Skrull as well. Skrull securing the site for Athletico here, and potentially the 9th round. Comes M-Swag, though. He's going to be coming in from Archers. No, from Library. Going to try and take this. Obviously, it is the last round. He's going to give it a red-hot try, but given the positioning, yep, Sniper's already spotted him out, and that's the end of the half. Athletico on 9 and Alpha Sydney on 6. We'll be right back just after a short break. Alrighty, so we are back with the action. The ESL AU and NZ Championships, Season 3. This is the Map 2, Athletico versus Alpha Sydney. Athletico are currently 1 map up, and they're ahead in this map as well, 9-6 above Alpha Sydney. As we enter into this pistol round, Athletico are going to look to try and secure their lead, while Alpha Sydney are going to look to try and maybe catch up a little bit.
Well, that indeed. I mean, Athletico managed to pull 9 rounds on their T side, so really not a scorecard that you mostly expect. But already we see great aggression towards mid and to B. Mizu with the Glock trying to pull out the first engagement. Damage going down to Sniper and Dimo as Nikes getting very aggressive. Spots out M-Swag and takes the head off him. Is he going to fall back straight to side as Sybe finally spots out another one? And Atletico have a pretty good read on this because there's already a 3-man stack towards the B side.
Yeah, you're right, but they don't really have the back of banana covered. Of course, Alpha Sydney is looking to commit to this side take, and they're going to be shut down by Zedzki here. Zedzki taking out Side and Dimo before Mizu taking him out and Buster taking out Scrawl. Now it's a 3 versus 2, but only one of them's left on side. I don't think they've spotted out Nikes yet. Now he gets taken out by Buster. Now it's just Sniper and Jokes left. Both of the terrorists are heading into the construction area. And then little does Sniper know he is about to get flanked out. Mizu playing quite aggressively out of that construction area. Sniper actually getting on the defuse. He might actually get it. Buster doesn't realize, and the defuse goes through with 2 players left. Buster is trying to make some damage, but Jokes taking him out in the last second. Alpha Sydney, they should have heard that defuse sound.
Well, that was a little bit surprising. It seemed that, you know, Sniper was holding the defuse, but Alpha Sydney members didn't really catch on. Like, that they were running into the site to stop the defuse. I don't know if they thought that he just tapped it or he didn't have a kit, but I'm not quite sure what happened on the Alpha Sydney side. But ever the case, Atletico picking up the pistol round and Zedzki getting very aggressive in the first and second mid. Picks up 1, picks up 2. He's now going to look at Sive and finally picks up a 3rd, catching off the legs. Buster managing to trade out 1, but Alpha Sydney on a force buy, not really, well, not a force buy, but some pistols in hand, not really to deal any damage. And look at this from Alpha Sydney going straight for the AKs. A little bit of a risky situation, but I like it from them. 11-6 down. You really want to try and get the rounds going now rather than next round.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Atletico already have almost double the amount of rounds that Alpha Sydney have. Alpha Sydney need to start getting some. And I think they made a good call not buying on that second round. After all, they did get dominated. That could have been because of their armor pistol buy, but nonetheless, they do have the money to buy this round. And they're going to need to make something happen. Otherwise, they're going to be ecoing another round. And it's potentially going to go to a 13-6. You see Sybe here pushing into the mid area, trying to get into the apartments here. You also have Demo over there pushing in as well. They're going to try and pincer these 2 players. Sybe pushing in. Jokes is looking at the angle though. Does spot him out. Jokes takes him out. Now looking back down the stairs for that second pick, but Demo's pulling back.
Well, already we see once again Atletico getting the first man advantage as Sybe does get dropped down by Jokes there, and Jokes spots out another one. Spokes out a second. Finally spots out a 3rd. Jokes going off at the moment. Mizu's trying to calm him down as he picks up a 2nd and a 3rd. What is this? This is incredible play by Mizu and from Jokes. Already Mizu on the 1-on-2 trying to clutch, but Nikes spots the backside of him, and well, I mean, that was just 2 amazing plays straight after each other.
What an absolutely phenomenal round. Like, my God, Jokes taking out 3 with headshots all around him and then getting taken out by Mizu, sure. Mizu then taking out another 3 of his own. It was amazing. Now moving into this round, unfortunately Alpha Sydney are on that pistol buy. They did lose the round, so it's looking more toward a 13-6, but Alpha Sydney have shown us they're powerful with pistols in the past. They're going to need to connect some shots though. Nikes shutting them down already. Jokes even getting side. And then Zedzki taking out M-Swag. Already it's a 2 versus 5, and we're only about 30 seconds into the round.
Well, look, I mean, they did manage to pick up 1 kill, but we can just see the difference of skill base that... Hang on a second here, Demo gets 1 kill onto Jokes with the P250 as the P9 MP9 comes in hard by Sniper, but realistically, looking at the score half of this, we see that last map, when 16-13, it's now 13-6. I mean, Alpha Sydney really getting shown by Atletico why they're on the top of the leaderboard right now and why they're in 2nd place.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And looking at the score, as you said, 13-6. Atletico are really showing their dominance, and this is their map pick, obviously. So we were looking for Atletico dominance. I was hoping Alpha Sydney would show up a little bit, and they did in the first half, but the terrorist side is no easy matter, especially on a map like Inferno. M-Swag going for the spray down through the smoke there. Zedzki is there, but off to the side, he doesn't actually aim toward that area. You have 3 CTs moving in toward the apartments there. And there's no one actually in the apartments to stop them. They've got the free reign in there. They can start moving up, taking that land.
They can indeed. This could be the round for Alpha Sydney, but at the same time, a triple man stack from Atletico towards this A site, really trying to capture the control of Alpha Sydney and trying to slow it down as we see M-Swag lining up a smoke towards the arch, stopping off any pushes, but utility being used from both teams quite effectively now. But Joke spots out M-Swag and he drops the bomb. He's now going to try and rotate back towards the side, flashbang in hand, going to try and flash his teammate out. And already we see Atletico really dealing work as Joke picks up a second, and Buster trying to make his way around. Dimo picks up another one, and it's now just going to be Skrull taken down. It's going to be Buster on the one-on-one, plants it down, but Nickers 72 HP against 11. Buster trying to clutch it out, but Nickers shuts him down 14-6. Looking at Alpha Sydney's buy, their economy really isn't looking that great. They are going to be able to afford, but not the full utility that they are after. And I mean, Alpha Sydney, they need something out of the pocket to be able to at least string some rounds together.
Yeah, they've made the right call forcing into this round. If they don't take out this round, Atletico goes up to 15. Obviously, then they not only need to win, obviously, 8 rounds to try and get up to 14, or 9 rounds rather, to try and get up to 15. They then need to win another 4 rounds after that in the overtime to try and pull it back. So, yes, Alpha Sydney with their bye. Oh, Buster looking the wrong way. Unfortunate from him. Zedski missing the shot there. Mizu is able to take him out. Now, M-Swag moving up. He does have the ability to move up, start throwing over some smokes, lining up a smoke there for Archers, I believe, or Library. Joke's behind that smoke. M-Swag doesn't know, but Side and M-Swag are going to push through. Side with a great headshot onto Jokes there. Looks like Scrawl's going to be hopping down into the pit. Spotted out by Side yet. It is now known where he is, but he takes that M-Swag in the process. Side with another great headshot, pushing into the A site. And now the A site belongs to the terrorists. Although look at the health on each of the terrorists, 17 and 41. Bomb is down, and now it's a 1 versus 2. I didn't even notice that.
Well, it's up to Sniper to clutch it out with the AWP in hand. And we've actually seen him pick it up on the double AWP setup quite often, considering that he never used to use the AWP in the past. And he's just going to swap it out for the AK, knowing the HP advantage of the opponents. He does spot out Demo as he just gets a little bit too aggressive, trying to find out a little bit of map control of where Sniper is. But the team is playing this so well, really spreading up. And as he spams the box into the site, Demo comes around the corner and he's going to pick up Sniper. So that's Alpha Sydney picking up their 7th round. But they need to do a lot more if they have any chance of coming back into this.
There were some incredible shots coming out of Alpha Sydney just then, from 2 headshots from Cyber and 1 just then. Really shutting down Atletico there. Now they're on a pistol buy, no armor. They've got 5.7s. Here comes the UMP and armor out of Nickez. Just a bit different from the rest of the team, but obviously he does have the money to do so. He's now gone down to the same amount as Jokes and Sniper. And he does have that extra little bit, so he should be able to get something done. They've all stacked over toward that A site, though. There's a lone little Sniper sitting over on the B site. He should be rotating very shortly. Yep, he is slowly pushing up the banana there. But Jokes getting taken out by Mizu. Going to be an A site take for them, and it's a 2 versus 5 now.
Well, it's now a 1 versus 5 because Sniper gets dropped down by M-Swag, but Nickez here just sitting at the top of apartment. Picks up 1, picks up 2 actually, but the bomb has been dropped, but Saib shuts him down. And already Atletico picking up, Alpha Sydney picking up 2 more rounds. I mean, Alpha Sydney really need to pick up some more because they've only won 2 rounds out of 7 on this CT side from them, or their T side. So, I mean, realistically, if they want any chance of coming back into this game, they need to stop Atletico in their tracks. And look at this, they're going for the double eco. They have really been reset by Alpha Sydney, but that nade coming hard takes out Mizu, but Buster spots out Nickez there. And already Atletico down to a 3-on-4, but M-Swag on 3 HP and Buster on 5. That is amazing damage being done by the hand grenades. So Atletico splitting up across the map now, trying to take their one-on-one engagements and deal some early damage. And as we see, Sniper already catching the backside of Saib, but can't deal any more as he falls back and is smoked out of his position. But the CTs have a pretty good read on this, but Sniper's going to rotate. Actually, no, he's coming back as Skrull and Zedski pick kills up. Zedski's actually got a double hit with the P250. It's all going to be up to Buster. And Zedski picks up a triple with the P250.
What was that? Pistols all around. Again, another AUCS moment, guys. Unfortunate for Alpha Sydney. That's now going to be the 15th round for Atletico. Now, Alpha Sydney need to win the first 7 to take it to overtime and then another 4 to try and take it out. It's not looking fantastic, especially with the buy they've got right now. 3 Tech 9s, an AK and a Galil, although this is almost the spy that the Atletico side had last round when they won the round, so it's not impossible. We haven't seen everything yet. Buster taking out Zedski with the molly there. Very unfortunate for Zedski. That's put them into a 4 versus 5, but still, the gun advantage is with the Atletico team.
It is indeed, but M-Swag coming so fast into this A site, and it's actually completely open now, as we saw a triple man stack towards that B site, having a little bit of GOTV lag at the moment, but it's going to be underway now, and side making his way through jungle as Jokes picks up Buster, and they've now leveled it out to a 3v4. Side making his way into Abs, picks up Jokes, and now going to take it back to a 4v2 as Atletico trying to retake the side here. 15-8 is the score half, and Nikes and Sniper the only ones left. An AWP and P90 in hands, but they're just going to opt to save and bring those weapons into the next round if they can get their hands on them.
There is certainly potential. Nikes, he's got that AWP. They're all over on the B site. They're way too far away for these terrorists to take them out. That's almost certainty that they're going to be able to keep those weapons. And that's something, I guess that's a good result. Not really for Atletico. They had the gun advantage. I mean, once again, AUCS, they get taken out by the cheaper buy, the Tech 9s. The Tech 9s really do work, and now they're able to buy all AKs.
Well, they are indeed, but Alpha Sydney need to win at least 6 in a row, and it has taken Atletico to match points. So it's either Atletico going to take this to 16 rounds, or it's going to overtime. And already Zedski getting the opening AWP shot onto Mizu as Sniper cleans up with the P90, and Nikka's getting another one, but Sive trading it back. It's now going to be taken into a 1-on-4. Demo is the only one left, does have the AK in hand, and that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Alpha Sydney taking the map 16-9, and that is going to be it. We're going to have a short break, and we will be back shortly.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Aussie Gaming TV's coverage of the ESL Australia and New Zealand Championships for CSGO. You have just witnessed some amazing gameplay. Atletico making their way to the top of the table with a couple of convincing wins. 16-14 over Alpha Sydney on Mirage, 16-9 on their own pick. Quite nicely done over on Inferno as well. And I have to say, Boris and Dweg, what did you guys think of that final matchup? I'll ask you, Dweg, first.
I mean, I expected Atletico to win 2-0, but after seeing that first victory on Mirage and seeing how close it was that it went to 16-13, I expected Alpha Sydney to put up a little bit more of a fight. We saw the individual talent, we just didn't see the teamwork there from Alpha Sydney at the end of the day.
No, I'll completely agree with you on that front, and I think, you know, it was strong, but not strong enough from them, and as it is, we'll just flick through onto the standings for the moment. We do notice, obviously, Atletico, they're now at the top, followed by Legacy and Avant-Garde, both there on 27 points each. Supremacy and Corvidae just below them. Alpha Sydney and Cypher also tied, so we've got a couple of, there's ties for second place, there's ties for fourth place, ties for sixth place, and sadly, Funky Monkey sitting right down at the bottom, 2 and 10, not doing the best, but for now, we do have to say a huge thank you to everyone for joining us here at Aussie Gaming TV. I've been Nutters, you've been casted by Dweg and by Sir Boris. Follow us on all our social media over at Aussie Gaming TV. Follow myself at Nutters, follow Dweg at DwegCSGO, and follow Sir Boris at the Sir Boris. But from myself and all the lads here at Aussie Gaming TV, a thank you and a good night.